Okay, so last time you guys left a base of operations after investigating it, finding some maps, finding some hidden items in the living quarters of the individual whose base you were in. Found a vault full of various different items and treasure, and then also found a room that was keeping a bunch of creatures. That you also found a logbook of different things that were coming in and out of the base along with these creatures that none of you have ever encountered before. Made some checks to see if you recognized any of the maps that were found and recognized Morningdale. Now I gotta look back at the notes here to make sure that I say the right names. Morningdale, Orenstead, Murfield, and then there was one that was not recognized. As well as the blueprints for a grand temple. You also found a letter as well that I believe it was Kara was able to read it because it was in Saldarian. So you read that as well. And then as you came out of the lair, Sybil got a message from Isaac asking where you guys were and for you to return to Morningdale as quickly as possible. You guys went back to Morningdale and found out that he was being sent to King's Harbor to do some further research because of the limited research that he could do within the library there at the temple in Morningdale. So he was being sent to do further study at the Grand Library in King's Harbor. You guys traveled to King's Harbor, and you have 2 days before the Winter's Dawning Festival. And that is where we left off. You guys did a little bit of exploring of the city. You went up and found the Duke's dwelling place. You also went to the dock. You stopped at a restaurant near the dock. And it was getting pretty late, and you guys were deciding what you wanted to do with the remaining 2 days that you had left before the festival took place. And that's where we pick up.
Is it the next day, or when is it now?
This is either the same day that you guys arrived, unless you want to move on to the next day. It was later in the evening. It was like 7, 8 o'clock in the evening, the day that you guys arrived in King's Harbor when we left off. So, depends on what you guys want to do.
When did we go eat at the...
That was after you went to the harbor and looked around at the harbor to see what was there, and then you found a seafood restaurant that you
right,
went to.
And that's where we are right now.
You guys are leaving the restaurant now.
Okay, got it.
So it is now 7, 8 o'clock in the evening. You did stop by a lodge earlier, which... where's my phone? I forget what the name of it was. I had to pull it up. King's Harbor. The Steward's Hatch. And it was a human male that you guys met. It was very, very busy in there, so you guys decided not to eat there. You did ask for rooms. He did have rooms. You guys were able to get rooms for both of you and Dothra as well if you wanted to. I forget what you guys did for room-wise, but you guys already paid for them, and you paid for them for that night and 2 more nights.
Yeah, I think we got 2 separate.
Yeah. So that was taken care of, and you got his name as well, which was Martin Foley.
Because it's 7, so how long does it take to get back to the lodge?
You guys are at the dock, so it's going to take a good... I'm going to say it's going to take a good hour and a half to 2 hours to get back to the lodge, because again, you're going from the docks all the way back to... this area over here that's a little bit farther than
Yeah.
in between the Duke's house and the temple. So you guys are like over here. So you're going from over here all the way over here.
Right.
And again, there's a lot of traffic in the streets just because of people coming for the festival. It is dying down a little bit now, but there's still quite a bit of traffic in and out, walking around. Plus, this is a big city. Again, you and your sister are not used to this kind of civilization. This is very, very awe-striking for you. For some of the party, this is a little bit more familiar, but nobody in the party has ever been in a city that has been just this enormous. That is just the vastness of the city.
Right. I think, so now they're kind of asked the groups, were there any stops that we need to go to? Like, how late are the businesses open? Is it 8? Or are they
It would be
closed?
7-ish. I mean, the restaurants are open a little bit later, but the shops generally close once it starts getting dark out.
Okay, which is now.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I guess Dollar's like, well, we were kind of thinking of looking at the tree tomorrow. I mean, it's already kind of late. It's going to take a little bit to get back. Did anybody have any stops or anything that they wanted to do before we get back? Not sure if anything's really open.
None here, says Cara. I have nowhere I am looking to go.
Torvine, I think it's a good time for us to go back. It's been a long day, long couple days, long week of travel. I think it'd be good to settle down for the night. And again, we have 2 days before the festival, so we always have those 2 days to explore or do whatever we need to do.
Mhm.
So I don't think we're in any rush.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, no rush.
Okay.
Raylock's just happy you got a lot of food.
Yeah, and it was good
We're
food.
happy
It was
to
good
be
seafood.
here.
It was good seafood.
We're happy to be here. So happy.
All right, so you guys
Yeah.
head back.
Ranger.
So you guys head back to the lodge to take a night's rest. Is there anything anybody wants to do for sleeping? To talk to anybody or?
Are we gonna talk to anybody at the lodge?
That's what I'm asking.
Okay. You're like something you guys wanna do.
Well, sometimes people want to do things, before they go to sleep, they want to talk to so and so privately, or they want to, So that's why I'm asking. I don't want to just breeze by something if somebody wants to talk to somebody or whatever. So.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think Raylock and Dothor are probably gonna
Go
maybe
straight to
talk
bed.
a little bit to each other, but then go to bed afterwards.
Okay. All right. So we will move on to the next day. You guys are wake up the next morning and greeted with the smell of cooking bacon, sausage, and eggs creeping up through the rafters and through the floor and into your guys' room as you guys wake up. And what do you want to do?
Eat bacon.
Yeah.
Eat
We'll probably just
bacon.
come down and eat. We'll have to pay for that, right? Because it's
Yeah.
not in.
Yes,
How
this
much
would
does
be
it cost?
this
it's not
would
a
be
continental
separate.
breakfast.
Yes, it's not continental.
Right.
This would be 5 silver
Okay.
for a meal, which I'm
Per
guessing
person.
Torvine. I don't know how many berries he has left, but every time that there's a meal, he basically goes through and uses a berry. So I'm guessing he's probably going to do that.
Berry boy.
Berry boy.
Okay, and Sybil is gonna pay 5 silver to eat as well. That's how she spells her name?
Yep.
Oh my. It's like
How
kibble
about
with
kitty
an
owns?
S.
Right.
It's kibble with an S.
I am
I've
missing.
seen it before.
What time in the morning is it?
You guys would have. Let's see. You guys got back
Probably about 9.
around 9-ish, 9:30. So we'll say it was probably about 10, 8 hours. So it could be 6, 7 in the morning. Depends on whether you guys sleep in a little bit or decide to get up right at 8 hours.
We had a long day, I'd say.
You've had a long
Right.
week on the road too.
Probably
So
7 or so.
okay. Yeah, some 7-ish.
Okay.
Okey-doke.
Right now, it is not that busy in the restaurant portion of the lodge right now because there's a lot of people that are not up yet. There are a few, most of them older, but most of the lodge restaurant area is empty.
Okay.
So you guys find a table, order your breakfast, and a well-cooked breakfast is had by all, and after that,
We must go exploring.
okay, where do you want to go?
I mean, we should take advantage of our ability to explore now before the actual festival starts. I'm guessing things are still filling up with people.
Is this true?
So,
We gonna go look at a tree.
a tree?
The one all the way in the corner.
Oh yeah, you mean the special treat. I was like,
Yeah.
which tree? I was like, there's so many trees
Oh,
up there.
yeah.
Which tree, Rayla?
The tree.
My special
Yeah, the
tree.
big
You know, Kara, the tree.
My special tree.
It's on every map that's at like every intersection.
The
we see
tree.
it all the time.
Don't tell me you haven't heard of the tree. No.
Okie doke.
Yes, let's go check out the tree.
Okay. So,
The big bud.
this is going to take you guys almost like 3.5 to 4 hours to get over there.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, because we're way over at the, where was the lodge again on the map?
It's
It's
if you go midway between the temple.
Okay. I didn't have time to number anything last time because
yeah.
I was like trying to play catch up the whole time. Uno. Temple. Dos.
Yeah, I didn't put any numbers or anything on this because the amount of things that I would have to put on there and then put a legend on the side would just be
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Just be numbers.
Yeah, so I'm like, no, if they want to go and look at an area,
I was like, I
I'll
have
let them
to
know
take
whenever
out
they
half
find
the
something
blocks
unique.
Just to write this.
Because again, I mean, there's shops in here that do potions, there's shops here that do jewelry, there's shops that do clothing, like there's all this kind
Yeah,
of
you
stuff.
You
So
almost have to like have this and then
Have a
all right,
list.
this quadrant or this.
yeah, and it's not quadrants, they're
Yeah.
all over the place. So it's you
Yeah.
know,
Right.
'cause some of
You
these
have to
shops are
somehow
part of
divide it up.
people's living spaces and things like that. So
I'm looking for 5. Oh, no wonder I couldn't find 5. Found 5. Okay. One of these days I'm gonna use like a whiteout pen. For this.
Yeah.
Be like, I will be.
and I believe the restaurant you guys ate at was the Hungering Depths. I
Yep, that's
believe.
what I had.
Okay.
And I think here was the
You're like, the
Yeah,
thing
that was
was here too. You know.
Okay, so you guys make your way over to the far left of the city. And which route do you guys want to take? Do you just want to go through the town, or do you want to go along the actual ocean?
Good question. I wonder if we went through the town would be better, because we were already up near the docks last time.
let's see.
when we got
Because
to
there are
Westwood.
portions, I will say this, even though you guys haven't been out there other than the harbor, there are portions of the shoreline there that are like basically beaches where people will just go out there and, you know, picnic or just go out there and sit, go in swimming and things like that. So,
Mhm. Yeah. I feel like going through the town might be a little more helpful and informing.
Yeah. Like, okay.
so you want to go through the town? Okay.
Let's go through the town.
So, right before you get to the wall there, close to where the tree is and whatnot, there is that section of housing that looks a little bit different, that kind of is on the outskirts of the bottom part of the city and then kind of creeps up all the way up along there. Do you see that?
The
They're
big
kind of,
tan.
yes, there's just a big
To the
tan
bottom.
section.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the way up to almost where the gate is.
The outskirt dwellings.
And then if you follow where your thumb is and go down, and
Down.
down to where you were, follow the wall.
Follow the wall.
No, the other way. Yep. Keep going, keep going, keep going. You see how those houses are a little bit different? They're a little light
Yeah.
tan. This is a section of the city called the slums. So this is where the poorer individuals of the city
So we're walking all the
Reside.
way out there.
so that small portion over there, you pass by that. There's a small portion of it by the section where you guys are going, where the tree is.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
you
yeah.
guys are passing by that.
Got it.
The only you guys didn't really pass by that because when you came through the gate here, the slums start here. So you guys came through here and then just
Okay.
proceeded up through here. You didn't come down this way.
Right.
Wouldn't
So,
want the first
but
thing
you're gonna
everyone
pass by it
sees
here. So this is,
Oh.
you notice that this is a little bit different of housing and just the overall different living conditions, yes, of
Are less than everything else.
the rest of the city that you have seen. Now you've seen different portions of the city, like the common folk that, or we would consider the middle class. That, I mean, they're not living high on the hog, but at the same time, they're not, you know, they're not living in rundown shacks, so to
Struggling.
speak. Yeah. And then there's wealthy portions of the city also that you've passed. But this is definitely a low end where people are just struggling to make a go of it. You know, there's holes in the top of the roofs, and sometimes there's windows missing in the houses, things
The
like that.
animals are running freely
Yes.
from building
So-
to building.
You do pass that as well.
Are any condemned or like vacant or anything?
It doesn't
Living
look that
in
way.
them.
I mean, they may look that way, but that doesn't mean that it is. It may
Okay.
look like this abandoned, but that's kind of the, I guess you could say, decor of the slums, where
Okay.
I mean everything kind of looks just run down to begin with and abandoned. So
So it's people like the town and they'll live in the town, kind of no matter the financial.
these are people
state.
that
So they're not gonna.
don't have the greatest jobs within the city,
Right.
and they didn't want to be outside the city, so the city basically gave them a section that they could live with inside the walls, basically for protection, and that's about it.
Yeah.
So you guys get over to where you're headed,
Huh?
The tree, you know. The
and
And there's like a lone house out there too.
and you come to a wall with a gate as well. Pretty
At that
sturdy gate.
intersection?
What's that?
At that intersection?
Yes.
Okay.
Basically at the point where that teardrop like road looks like, where it comes down to a point kind of.
Mhm.
You guys come to a wall there with a gate, and the wall is not as high as the wall for the city, but it is high enough that even the Vigons cannot see over the wall.
Okay.
It is a pretty thick wall, but it is a very fancy looking wall. It's very pristine looking, very kept up,
Yeah.
and the gate is very well pristine as well. It is very nice looking. However, it is a hefty gate as well.
And as we got over here, were there less people just out and about?
There's people still walking around. There's still like people being carted around by those man-pulled carts or whatever that I told you guys about, the little taxi things.
Rickshaw?
Sorry, that was the
Like
first thing that came to mind to
man-taxi.
explain it. There's still people going by there, but there's not really anybody paying attention to this or going in here.
Right,
But there's
like,
still stuff
compared
going
to, say,
around.
maybe the middle of the town, it's not as congested.
It's
Correct,
not a
correct.
byway.
Yeah, this is just people that live around in this section of the city that are either going to work, coming back, going shopping, coming back,
Right,
things
it's
like
probably
that.
less,
Yes.
less tourists.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not on the way to anything else. If you're there because you live there or you're headed to the
Sure.
And there are 2 guards at the gate, but they are not on your side of the gate. They are on the other side of the gate.
Okay.
inner side.
Can we see them?
Yes.
So it's like a bar gate.
Yes.
Is the tree within the gate?
You can see the tree. There is a towering tree that you can see
But it's within the
over.
gate.
Yes, it's
Okay.
in the gate, within the wall.
You're a
Right,
10 and
that's
a
what I
half wide in shoes, right? Someone just asked me, and they need to know now. What size is your shoe size, Colton?
It depends on the manufacturer.
But usually.
He's
you're
right.
10 and a
It's
half
usually
wide.
10 and a half or 11.
Okay, 10 and a half.
And I do need wide shoes because my
2 and
where my toes are wide, is wide.
okay. Sorry. My mom was asking, so I had to ask.
Why did you tell him who?
'Cause
Thanks.
You know, 'cause
Now I
you
know what I'm getting for Christmas. Boots. Okay, so that's what this is. The guards are standing there. They are not talking to you guys. They are kind of just zoned out, it seems.
Okay.
Looking past you guys, it seems. Like if you could imagine, the royal guards in Britain, the ones that with the raccoon hat that just kind of stand there. Basically like that.
Do they appear, I guess, exclusive for this gate? Like they're not like the normal kind of soldiers?
Yeah, they are not dressed like the guards that you guys saw over at the Duke's house or any of the other guards, city guards that you guys see.
Do
I've
they
seen.
appear like almost like a mercenary kind of for
Kind
hire?
of, in a way.
Or almost like a guard just for here, but dressed differently? If you know what
A
I
bit
mean.
of both, it seems. It
Okay.
seems like they're either hired help or it looks like they know how to handle themselves. And definitely their armor. They have decent looking armor. It would be kind of a mix of like adventure / like mercenary kind of
bandit
mix.
kind of look, maybe.
What's that?
Venture, mercenary, bandit kind of
Yeah,
look.
kind of.
Okay.
But they don't look like that they're mischievous or like a bandit.
Right, but they don't look
They're
as
not here for
formal
that
as like a
reason.
Yeah,
town.
no.
Okay.
Like if you could imagine the like Skyrim when you go into Whiterun, what's it called? The werewolf people. I can't think of what they're called.
Yeah.
You know what I mean though?
Yeah, they
Think
keep-
that like
Yeah.
they look like they can handle
Yeah, like
themselves.
they're wearing like the hide.
The
or
hide
skin,
armor and
yeah.
stuff like that.
And
Yeah.
then, like,
Think that, but they're not
face
wearing
paint.
hide armor.
Right. Yeah.
They're wearing more mismatched.
Sure. Yep. Okay.
So
Us Vigons, we're just kind of here for the ride. I mean, I kind of feel like Sybil would.
Sybil
Would-
and Cara would-
She wants to see the tree.
who wants to
Sybil
see?
wants to see the tree?
Sybil does.
I'm like, I don't know.
Well, I mean that's up to
Okay.
Sybil and what she.
Right. So we approach the gate. Is there like an obvious way to enter the gate, or do the guards come up to the gate as soon as they see us approaching? And
I mean, is there like a doorbell kind of thing?
No, there's no doorbell.
yeah, I'm assuming because you said it was larger and like heavy, but still like very
So like
decorative and fancy.
it's still a bar,
That
so we can see through it.
yeah, I'm picturing like a big wrought iron decorative gate. Okay, yeah. So when we approach, do the guards?
They kind of like their eyes move and their heads kind of shift to like you guys approaching the gate, but then go back to the staring off.
At the tree in the distance or whatever.
No,
Are they
they're
staring
staring.
away from us? Or
Yes,
towards us?
it's almost like you guys aren't even there. It's like they're looking through you.
They're
and
aware
just,
of us, but they're
Oh, so
aware
like
of
I said,
They're facing us.
yes, they are
Okay.
facing you. But like I said, think of it like the Royal Guard in Great Britain, where it's just like
Yeah.
you can go up and go like this, but they're not even gonna like show any emotion.
They're
basically.
aware of stuff, but they're also not gonna clue you in that they're watching you.
Yeah.
Specifically.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Should have worn the aviator sunglasses, everybody knows. That's how you keep people from knowing who you're looking at. No. So when we approach, is the gate locked?
I'm trying to open it.
Like, if there's a gate and we wanna go through and see the tree, we need to know, is it locked?
There is no way, to, like looking at the gate as you approach, it doesn't seem like there is a way to open the gate from your side. It looks like it was something that would have to be opened from the other side.
It's obviously a gate, but it's obviously something that is like, you ain't coming in unless. the
Like it may not be locked, but it looks like if there's like a hitch or something that needs to be lifted or whatever to open the gate, it looks like it's on the other side.
Okay.
Are there any signs?
There is a plaque on the wall next to the
Black
gate.
says what? Or should I ask what language it's in?
It's in common,
Oh, goody.
and the
Everybody
plaque.
can read this. Torbine, do you want me to pick you up and so you can see what's there? Or do you want me to dictate?
The plaque says Slayers Guild. Big letters for Slayers, and then underneath Guild.
And they like big trees.
Is there any like symbol or insignia or anything like that?
No, not on the plaque.
Okay.
Nope.
Meanwhile, Sybil is still admiring the intricacies of the gate. Oh my!
She's probably drawing it
yeah, I was
too.
at this point. Yeah, she's probably like,
She's one of those people who just has like a pen or a quill and she's writing it on her arm.
yeah,
She
yeah.
pulls her sleeve up.
Yep.
You just
Yep.
be like, and she's taking notes.
I would think her arm's full.
She's
old.
The cape is really there
It's
to
like
cover up all
think
the
like
arms.
take someone with armor and then think Jester, like just drawing stuff randomly just on the armor.
Well, she's older, so think like Tangled and all the walls are
Yes,
painted
yes,
on it.
yes.
Wait. You just said she's older, and I'm thinking silver hair, and I'm like, wait,
She is.
how can she read?
Yeah,
the
she's not
notes?
old, but she's older, but her hair is naturally silver. It's not because she's old that her
I
hair
know
is silver.
exactly what you mean. As I lift up my hairs, yes, I know exactly what you mean. But my brain immediately went to wrinkled skin. How could she read what she wrote? But so Kevin's catching his breath. But so that's what Sybil's taking in and noticing. Torbine, in the meantime, being Torbine, toddles up to the gate, tries to shake the gate, and knocks on it and goes, "Hello? Could we come in? Possibly, maybe?" That's
The
a
guards
mystery.
both, as soon as Torbine goes to reach for the gate, would say, "Can we help you?"
And Torbine says, "Yes, we would like to come in and see that really unique looking tree that you're guarding so closely. If it would be okay, like you could say no, but if it would be possible, we'd love to get a closer look at that tree."
Raylog asked Sybil, "Is his voice higher today?"
I can make it lower if you want to,
Oh,
but it sounds
dear
way
me.
less Torbine-y. It would sound way less Torbine-y.
He then asks if you have an appointment.
And Kara says, "Well, how do we go about making an appointment? Because how would we know if we have one if we don't know how to make one?"
Let me pull this up so that I end up having the right names.
Gotta pull out the right
Nope.
numbers and letters for what take the form.
Nope.
So are both cards human?
Humanoid at least.
Yes, they look like they are human.
Okay. So that's removed.
Okay.
Doing
Yes, I realize that sound is gonna be on recording.
using
Maybe I have it on one of these other
What?
we can get
sheets.
in.
What?
Use our charisma.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I mean, it served Connor well the last time.
You really want to look at this tree?
No. No, that's definitely Torvine.
Oh, okay. I do
No
have it here.
Keebler elf references at all. Right, Stan? No Keebler elf references. That would be the short person obsessed with the tree.
You would have to have set up an appointment with Zathras. If Zathras has not talking or spoken to you, then we cannot help you.
Where can we find this Zathras?
Zathras, you do not find Zathras. Zathras finds you.
Well,
Or we'll send for you, one or the other.
is there any way we could possibly find to more easily gain access to receiving an audience with Zathra at all?
Are you trying to persuade him or something?
No, I'm just asking. I'm
Okay.
just asking.
Zathras will, if he thinks that you're worthy, will find you. Or reach out to you, one or the other.
Torvine goes, well, I guess we're camping out at the gate then, fellas.
I would ask that you do not do that, otherwise we will have you removed.
Oh, so they're in the back of my mind car. I was saying, oh, that means they literally open the gate, come out, have to remove us. Which would mean, ergo, the gate would be open.
Start a battle.
The author is like, I don't really want to get
Torvine
in
is
trouble
really
in the
obsessed
city.
with this tree. Sybil says
Troublemaker
no.
over here.
Sybil gives Cara the side eye because she sees what she's thinking, and she's like,
No, 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 no.
no, no, no.
No, 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 no.
I think she's saying yes. But yeah, so the guards didn't like Torvine piping up and saying, yes, we're keeping out of the gate. Fine then, says Cara.
I mean,
Well,
you guys
exactly.
can like
Good.
draw pictures and whatever you want to, but unless you have an appointment, they're not gonna let you in. And it seems like if you're gonna try to camp out to force them to open the gate, that you're going to be removed from the premises. So,
Guess you gotta figure out what you define.
and you guys don't know what kind of standing this guild or organization has with the city, so
It just seems like a very Torvine-ish thing to say.
yeah, I'm
When it
just
clearly says Slayer.
just saying.
Let's camp out.
Can Torvine go up and say, hey, I mean, we came all this way because we saw this big tree on the map, and we'd really like to look at it. Could we, by chance, get in and look at it? We don't need to interact with your guild at all. We just wanted to see a tree of that great stature, as we haven't seen anything that big ever before.
Is
And could you
anybody
try
gonna
and
offer
persuade-
money or try to brag? Anybody?
Could you try and persuade them?
You can. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I mean, I don't have his stats, so.
I do. I have
I'm
four
like, I got
lines.
Sybil.
I mean, you want me to just roll him? Okay.
Yep, go ahead.
You rolled a 3.
Alright, so his charisma is a 10. So that's a success. Let me roll for the guards.
It's a great success.
So they rolled right on par with him with the modifiers that they're getting for
So they
this
also
roll.
got crates.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's a stalemate.
Alright. Do they reply?
Sorry, unless you have an appointment, we cannot let you in the gate.
Okay. Thank you, good sir.
We'll try again another day, says Sybil. And we walk away.
And as you walk away, they return to their.
Yeah. Did they come
Staring.
toward us or did they just stay the same?
They just basically stayed where they were because they're not far from the gate.
Yeah.
My brain just switched
But-
to Monty Python as soon as she said they didn't come up to the gate. They just stayed far away and like hollered at you guys. You cannot come in.
They were all the way at the building in there.
Yes. Yeah.
Right at the front door.
Suddenly a cow is hurdled over the gate.
So.
So that did not go very well, but we did
Alright, well,
find
let's-
out who's the boss and the name of the guild and everything.
Yep.
Okay. Mr. Z-Man be the boss. Okay. So where
Well,
do we
let's-
want to go next? Now
Let's
that
start
was-
walking away and then we'll figure that out as we're walking. Was there anything that anybody noticed on the way here that they're interested in to maybe check out further?
It would be interesting to talk to some of the people in the slums because they have a very different perspective on how things are going in the town, and if there's any trouble or anybody needs help with anything, we'll find out in the slums.
Is it like noon? The time? Noon?
Let's see. You guys got up around 7, 8, which I would say would be
Had
probably
breakfast,
like
got over to the tree.
close to 8 o'clock by the time you get your food and eat and converse. 4 hours would have been noon, and then standing there and talking and whatnot, a good 20 to 30 minutes. So yeah, it's about 12:30 ish right now.
And relax us. Let's go eat.
Figures, the one with the largest stomach. Let's go eat.
Okay.
We
So
always eat and then go back to the slums and ask questions.
this is true.
Mm-hmm.
Figure out what the skinny is on the big city.
What do you guys? What kind of like place are you looking for?
We could go back to
We
the
had
same place we were
seafood.
before.
Yesterday. Let's try something else.
Nobody keeled over some food. Yet.
Is there anything with a line to get in?
At this
So
point,
popular, it has a line.
at this point, like there's a lot of people that are going into restaurants, so there are some places that have lines. Or at least it looks as you're passing by and looking at the door, it looks like it's pretty full. But it could be that it couldn't even be something other than a restaurant. It could be a shop or whatever. There are as well the various different markets and whatnot in the city too, where there are food stands and whatnot there as well. So there's people that are just standing in these various different markets and getting food.
Is there a restaurant that serves you food, but it also like puts on a performance or like a play or something while you're being served food?
That would be something at one of the fancier lodges, like the high-end hotels or whatever that you would be staying, that someone would be staying at, where there are different theaters and whatnot in here as well in the city, but they have performances depending on the type of, whether it's actual like play or whether it's some kind of music thing, would depend on what time it is in the day that they do it. Most of the time it's usually in the evenings, because then the sun's not like straight up in the sky and it's burning hot and things like that. So
Okay.
usually they wait until the evening to put on shows and things like that.
Are there any restaurants that serve like some doughy kind of food?
Mm-hmm.
For a little
Like bakery? Or are you looking for more of like a
More
bakery
like
type
a
thing?
lunch type of meal, but like it's
like
maybe-
a stromboli.
some, you know, like he's not gonna know what it is. Like they're like the Vigons aren't gonna know about the food, but just like, is there anything new, I guess, that they haven't tried? That's. I'm just trying to think of.
I mean, a lot of this stuff is all new to you
Okay.
guys because you and Dothra are very used to, the mom and pop shop of going in and getting, some kind of stew or porridge or something that they put together for a meal or whatever for a lodge. But restaurants really aren't around in like villages and towns and whatnot.
Right.
They usually
Yeah,
are
I
part of the
understand.
lodges, but this literally has something where it's just a restaurant. Like all they do is just serve food. Like the place you guys went for seafood, it's all different types of seafood: crabs, shrimp, mussels, scallops, all that kind of stuff. They have it in where it's just plain seafood, and they have like seafood dishes, and then there's like seafood over pasta and things like that. So there's all kinds of variations on different types of food. So
Is there another like buffet type restaurant close by where we're at?
yeah, I'm trying to pull up something so I can give you a name here, but it's not coming up. For some reason, my phone is being stupid.
Yeah, mine kept going, no, nothing, and then it would connect. No, nothing, and then it would connect. I wondered if your phone was having the same problem.
There we
It's
go.
around that thing again.
Are you on the Wi-Fi?
I was trying to do it on the Wi-Fi, but it was not giving me.
I'm on the Wi-Fi, but it keeps going, nope.
Yeah, it was not. It was not giving me what I wanted.
And if one's probably using it right now in the office, so that could be it.
No, I don't think so. Like sometimes, it's working okay for me.
Yeah. I mean, we all know how reliable it is.
No, but sometimes it seems like I have to.
Do you want to go somewhere that is basically a buffet for like soups and stuff?
Is that something we're familiar with though? Soups?
I mean, you know what soups are, like different types of stews and things like
I
that.
think they'd like to try something new.
Okay.
And there's something like just completely not there.
Okay.
Different.
Raylog's feeling his foodie side coming out. We're in the biggest city that we've got on the continent. We need foodie experience. It's like going to New York.
There is a restaurant that is. It's busy, but it doesn't have as many. It doesn't have as many customers as some of these other restaurants that have like lines outside of them.
Uh-huh.
And the decorations are a little different as well, and it looks foreign, actually, kind of foreign to all of you.
Carter
Okay.
says, "Oh goody, international food. I'm ready for this. Something different."
What's the sign say? Are you still trying to pull that up?
I'm trying to pull it up, but it's
What's
being
the site?
uh, Codex. What is it? Domina or Nomina? Nomina. I'm just trying to come up with a name for it.
Is it
'Cause
coming
this
up on
is-
your phone?
Yeah, it's having a hard time loading though.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just use some of the stuff that I already.
Mine?
Nope, it's fine. I will just look at stuff that I have already, just random names that I have come up with, and just pick from that. Instead.
Mine came up.
Okay.
Mine came up.
Let's see here. This came up. Okay. Um. This one. I gotta pull up this sheet just to make sure I don't have it in something else. Da-da-da. Okay. So this one is called The Hungering Umemeth.
You spell that.
The Hungering.
Yes.
U-M-E, and then I believe it's M-O-T-H. The Hungering Umemeth.
And we are at what place on the map? Seems like you had to ask me that, didn't you? Yes.
What's that? What was the question?
Hungering Umemeth. U-M-E-M-O-T-H.
U-M-E-M-O-T-H.
Where are we on the
Matt, you guys are in this area of the city right now.
So you just plunk that number anywhere.
Yep.
Okay. That would be my numbers
Where
there.
you put it, I'll put it in some spot.
You'll see in the dark clustered houses, there's one house that's not dark.
Okay.
Of course, I just put it there.
Yep, that's fine.
So far, both restaurants start with hungry.
Mm-hmm.
I doubt Raylock has a problem. Any place that says for hungry people, I am.
What was the name of the guild again?
Of the what?
The guild.
Slayers Guild.
Is it the Slayers or Slayers Guild?
Slayers Guild. I mean, when somebody talks about it, they probably would say, oh, well, I was over close to the Slayers Guild or whatever. But the plaque just said Slayers Guild.
Is there an apostrophe with that, or
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
so is it singular possessive or plural possessive?
Ah! You're killing me, Pops. You're killing me. Okay. So you walk in here. There is, in all of these restaurants, you notice that there is generally at least some form of music being played while you're sitting down and eating. While you were at the seafood, it kind of was the type of music you would expect to hear on, at least you guys are assuming that it would be something you would hear almost like a sea shanty almost, just kind of like a, that kind of an atmosphere type sound to it. But this one is a very, very peculiar atmosphere of music, and even going in, the decorations are very odd. It would be the equivalent of us walking into something, into a restaurant like that would be either going into like Chinatown or going into something that's Indian from India or something like that. Just
Okay.
like the decoration is just vastly different than what we're used to. There are, whenever you go through the door, there is an actual door, but it's already open, and there's a string of beads that are going down through the doorway that you walk through as you go into the restaurant. It is pretty busy in here, but at the same time, it's not like overflowing like some of the other restaurants. However,
Smaller?
it's not as big either. Yes, it's a little bit smaller than the other restaurants, but I mean, it's not like they're on the verge of going out of business or
Sure,
anything
yeah.
either. So you do see some waiters and waitresses going around and taking care of different folks at different tables. And then there is a halfling that comes up and takes you guys to a table and eventually takes your order. And they have all kinds of the smells of food in this place are what we would think of for Indian food. It's very spicy smelling. It's very yes. It's
It'll
very
be in all of our clothes.
yeah on that end of things when it comes to how things smell in here. But they have a variety of different dishes, whether or not it's vegetables or meats, chicken, beef, things like that. They got all kinds of different types of dishes and plates that you guys can get. So that's up to you guys on what you want to order.
Okay.
You do as well, as you guys are eating your meals. If you guys want to make an awareness check, you can. It's up to you on whether you're interested or not. Which I don't even know why I say that, because as soon as I say that, everybody's like, what am I rolling for?
Both aware.
He did not make his.
You roll for both.
What?
For your character and Sybil.
I forget how I do that at the same time because I've never had to do it.
You just
You just roll a separate
again,
roll. You just
like,
roll.
then-
You roll
yeah.
once, and that's for Sybil or Car, and then you roll again, and that's for the other one.
A 5 and a 1. Who do I want to
Wow,
have
he's
the
so
one?
aware.
Very aware, just taking it all in. Oh, you did?
It's like the
Okay.
the Indian cuisine heighten your awareness.
I see numbers and colors and shapes that I've never seen before. Sybil's like drawing like a maniac now.
Yeah, someone would come up and be like, "The numbers, Mason. What do they mean?" And you'd answer right away. And be like, "What?"
The numbers have sounds.
You guys notice, those of you that made it. Did anybody make it? I think
Yeah,
you said
well,
you were aware.
yeah.
You too. Okay. You guys notice as you're eating, there's a point at which your waitress goes towards the back. Like she's going back to get another plate or whatever. And there's an individual that steps out of the back, which where they're cooking the food and everything, there's two doors, like what you would expect like at a restaurant or whatever, that open and close as people go in.
Yeah.
And there's one set, and as she goes to go through those, there's a woman that comes through the other side and begins talking to her and kind of says something real quick to her and then goes back into the back and kind of, but as before she does that, kind of looks around almost like she's being on the lookout for something. And you notice that this female has similar looking skin to the bandit that you guys took to Murfield. That dark reddish kind of skin to her. But she has similar skin that you see from her face.
Okay. Did she find what she was looking out for when she?
It just looked like she had a conversation and it was kind of like, okay, like, did anybody see
she
me?
didn't, like,
Kind of.
lock eyes?
No. It was just kind of like, okay. And then it was almost like she didn't even want to come out. But then at the same time, it was like I need to talk to this individual.
Did she
And
seem
then-
like she was back there working, or she was just back there hiding?
Like lurking and watching.
It's hard to tell because, I mean, you can't see into the back. But it looks like,
Is she like kind of dressed like she was?
yeah, it looked like she was dressed for doing something in the
Okay.
restaurant. But
She looked dirty.
no, she actually looked a little bit more well kept than the waitresses or
nothing
anybody
on
else.
the-
Yeah, no.
Huh. Interesting.
So that's what you notice.
Madam.
So you guys have your meal.
And
The
don't
halfling
fall
comes
for
back and, is there anything else that I can get you guys, or? That is another 5 silver, by the way, for a meal.
Yeah.
They have dessert.
We do have desserts if you're interested. We have various different types of pastries, pies, cakes. What are you in the mood for?
Mm.
Or do you have any room? I mean, you two kind of ate quite a bit, so. But then you are rather large, so. And I mean that with all due respect. I mean, everybody's larger than me. I am kind of small, so.
Got quite a tank to fill there, buddy. Cara and Sybil declined dessert.
Is there something we could order that would you'd easily be able to share?
With the whole table?
Yeah.
I mean, that's not something that they normally do, but I mean, they could come up with something if you wanted to do something
Well,
like
you
that.
said like cakes. Is the cake like you can get the whole one, or you get?
If you
slices
want
of
to,
it?
you could buy the whole cake if you wanted to.
Interesting.
What kind of cake are you looking for? Something like chocolatey, white chocolatey, marshmallowy.
Torbine says, does it have berries?
Like, it's
in it?"
unfamiliar.
There are some berry type cakes.
Torbine gets very excited.
What do you recommend? What do most customers get?
Well, one of our customer favorites is this one. It's kind of you guys have here on Praxis we have a fruit, a lemon, and it's kind of an offshoot of that, but a little bit different. So it's kind of like a lemon cake, but not, if you get my meaning. But that's the lemon is the closest thing that I can say that to relate to what the taste is like.
Call it limon.
No.
Leroy.
A Leroy cake.
I think we'll take one of those.
Okay. So that's an extra silver for the cake if you're taking the whole thing.
Okay.
That's for just somebody else can pay an extra silver, and that's
Just
the
one
whole
person
thing.
pays extra silver.
Yep. And this is basically a lime cake. You guys do not have lime on Praxis,
Lemon.
but you have something that's similar
So
to
it's
a
actually
lime.
but they didn't get it from Praxis.
Correct. They call it something else, which I do not have a name. So if you ask me, I will have to come up with something out of my butt.
This is the man in a bright green
But that's basically what it is, because Praxis does not. They can pull lemons, or you are able to have lemons on Praxis, but limes come from a different part of the world.
That's why it's at the international.
Not to say that the limes are not like Praxis is completely has no idea what limes are. It's just that on Praxis they do not grow on Praxis.
For some reason, lemons are possible and
So like they won't grow at all, or they don't
You guys-
grow naturally.
Naturally.
Okay. so you can bring them over.
Correct.
back.
Correct.
Got it.
Okay. So who's taking the first bite?
Right.
Okay, I figured.
It is essentially a white cake with a lemon type icing, 3-layer cake with vanilla cake with the icing basically being a white icing with a lime taste to it.
Okay. I mean, I would think this is their
It's-
first cake that they've ever had.
No.
Okay.
It's very good. The lime taste is very. It's not overbearing, but it is definitely present as you eat it. Yes.
Hard.
Yes.
Bitter sour.
Yep. But it also goes along with the aspect of kind of like the exoticness of the restaurant itself and the different culture almost as if it's presenting itself. So.
Raylon bites in. And begins to question his life. No.
Where have you been all my life? You were so good. Oh, so good. So good.
Is this cake spiked? No.
I'm gonna get fat from cake. Cake is your weakness? Yes, cake is my weakness.
It's very long, so it's gonna apparently. Dessert. Exotic desserts are.
Okay.
Alright, so we'll finish that. It's probably later. Did it take us some time to get?
Yeah, it would have taken about an hour to get to the restaurant. So that would have been 1:30. Sit down, eat. We'll say that's another hour, so 2:30-ish.
Okay.
All right, do we want to try going to the slums and casually conversing with the people in the
Who's
slums?
suggesting this?
To see what is skinny on Big City right now. What's skinny on Big City? What's really going on and how is it affecting the local people? Because that's what we do as a party. We figure out where the problems are and then we party with the problems. We go blow the problems out of the water. That's what we do.
Well, Raylog and Doctor are kind of okay to do whatever. Like, they don't really have
Now that their stomachs are filled.
like a store or anything to go. Well, yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to the slums, y'all.
Okay. Which portion of the slums are you guys going to?
Let's see.
Over close to the Slayers Guild, or over close to the gate, or the
Is that-
southern portion?
I feel like this corner right here, where it's not actually at the gate, but it's like over here, it's like the farthest removed from where all the special places are, would be a good place to go.
Okay.
Those are the real, like, we subsist. And that's about it.
Okay.
People. So, we be heading that way.
Okay.
And it takes us how long to get there? From the restaurant where we were at?
To that
A
corner,
couple of hours.
yeah, it would be a good, at least an hour, maybe an hour and 15.
So it's like 4 o'clock, 4:30.
No, it was, what,
It's
2:30, so 3:30, almost 4.
Yeah, that's 4 o'clock. Okay. We get to the slums. What do we find?
Oh, what are you looking for? I don't.
We are looking for people who are in the middle of a conversation with somebody else already.
Okay. I mean, it doesn't really look like there's not really. I mean, there's people that are meeting, talking to each other in front of a building, which is probably one of their places of where they're staying or where they live. But there's nobody that's just outright standing in the middle of the street just having conversations. I mean, there's people that might stop here and there because they recognize somebody, like, oh, hi, how are you? How's your day going? Or whatever. But
Those
that's
are the people we're looking for.
okay.
The people who are already starting a conversation with somebody else, even if it's in passing. Because we're trying to listen for any sort of information.
Okay.
That would open up a hole for us too.
As you guys are going through here, you also are getting looks from different people. Like, if you can imagine people being on their porches or whatever in the middle of something, and then they kind of like look over, they notice that somebody's walking in the middle of, yeah, that's just kind of like, oh, I've never seen you guys here before, and you look like you're out of place.
Is there anybody walking along through the slums who looks like they are someone who is working? Or like they have a little cart in the street that they're selling stuff off of, you know?
There doesn't, like, if anybody's working, they're in clothes that they're going to, or they're going to their place of work, either coming back from like a break or something like that, or they're just coming back home from it.
Okay. Is there anybody who's wearing clothes where it's very obvious what type of job they do? Just by looking at the clothes they wear.
Some of it you could assume looking at it. Some of it look like, they could be a waiter or a waitress at a restaurant. Some of them look like maybe they work at the shipyard, possibly. There's some that look like they might work at at a stand in the market somewhere. One of them. There's various different types. There's people that look like they've been down in the dirt all day, which they could be very well overworking in the stables, where all the horses get left and whatnot, and mucking stalls all day. Take your pick.
Okay.
You looking for anything too?
Well, I'm thinking it would be good to find somebody who looks like they work a job that puts them within a circle of having contact with people who would be from the Slayers Guild. Because since the slum reaches all the way up to where the tree and the fence is, I'm assuming that somebody in the Slayers Guild has to have interaction with some of the lower classes that live in the city. That's what I'm assuming.
In the area that you're at, you don't see anybody that has any type of armor or anything that would really fit in with what you saw at the
I don't
Slayers
mean like they're
Guild.
a part of the Slayers Guild. I mean, there's that building that's beyond that gate. And we saw how well kept everything was,
Yeah.
which means somebody's in charge of keeping it that way. And I doubt it's those hoity-toity guards. Like the actual Slayers Guild people that are
Well,
obviously
this is
have the
true.
money to hire somebody.
But you guys also know that from experience, from coming from Morningdale and the house that you guys got, that they could very well have their own hired help in there that stay there full time to
Yeah.
take care of the grounds. So
They gotta
that
get
could
their
be,
food from somewhere though.
this is true,
They gotta be getting like some sort of like food or supplies coming in and out.
true.
I'm not just looking at this from the perspective of, I wonder when the gates are open. But, you know.
Okay, I
better
see what
way-
you're saying. So
a
you're
better
looking
way
for...
to observe.
You're looking for anybody that would be talking about basically anything that would be slightly or in some angle connected to the Slayers Guild. Okay. Walking around in this area, you don't get anything from that. There is the occasional... I will say this. There is the occasional conversation of... in passing that you get from an individual or two that of describing someone in their conversation. They are describing someone, and from their description, you would assume that it would probably be somebody from the Slayers Guild coming and getting a horse recently, or they came to get their horse and there was a complication, and because of that they kind of got a little irritated and gave them a mouthful, and then they took their steed and they were on their way outside the wall, or there was a couple of them that came through to get their steeds and they were going out and they went out on this day. There are the occasional conversation like that.
What we're overhearing is generally not positive about the Slayers Guild.
Not necessarily positive. It's just it could be just the generic.
They lack people skills. No.
No, it's just like the generic of like, okay, you know, someone drops their car off to get worked on, you know, or they park their car somewhere in a parking garage, and there's an attendant at the gate, and when the person parked their car there, they were able, like, there wasn't going to be hard to back out and get out of there. But then whenever they came back to their car, there was an issue and they had a hard time getting out. So whenever they stop at the gate to leave the parking garage, they're like, look, and they just give the person at the gate the mouthful, so to speak. Like, that's the conversation of the person in the booth that's like just trying to do a job, and the person is taking their frustration out on something on them.
So the Slayers Guild is Karen's.
No.
She's missing it. I don't know how else to explain it.
I think I'm kidding. But so that actually seems very helpful. What about, since we are doing so much traveling, what if we approach one of these people?
Do we also hear that same sort of thing with just?
Oh yeah.
So it's not just the.
No, it's
Slayers,
not. You know, I had, you know, this person come through, and it sounds like someone of importance or whatever, and well, so and so came into the city, and they just said that they wanted this, and this, and this. Their horse is only allowed to eat this kind of apple and whatnot, and it has to be, this color, and they think that I'm gonna, you know what I mean? Yeah, there's other conversations like that.
Yeah. I say we try to approach one of the people. I think Sybil would probably try to do this. Sybil tries to approach one of the people that we overheard, who seems to work at a livery stable in some way, shape, or form. And she approaches with the question.
You also do see that there's a lot of outside of these houses as well, those carts that I call man taxis.
Yeah, rickshaws.
Yeah.
Sybil approaches them.
Meaning that they're the people who.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sybil approaches one of the ones who had been speaking about someone's interaction at a stable or whatever in the care of their horse, and says, "Excuse me, couldn't help but overhear.
Who are you?
Me and my friends.
You don't look like you belong here.
Me and my friends are from out of town, obviously, and we are hoping.
I'm not sure I feel comfortable talking to someone like you. It looks like if I say something wrong, I might get in trouble.
We are looking for a place that.
Why are you still talking to me?
Because I don't care what you think of me, just like you don't care what I think of you. We are looking for a place that we can rent some steeds during our stay. You wouldn't happen to know a place that would provide us with some rides?
In the stables at the gate.
There are. Would you, if you had the money to do so, would you rent from there, or would you prefer something else? We want to know
There really
what
isn't
real
any
people-
other place to rent steeds other than the stables.
Okay. Sorry.
Unless you go outside the city, then there might be, some
I'm sorry,
private.
You said steeds in that accent. I didn't hear steeds. I heard Steves.
Might be some Steves.
Red.
Steve!
Steve's for the win. Just because it would make our time better spent in this area. We've noticed that there's some things that are quite interesting up by the
You're not from
shoreline.
around here, are you?
No, we don't care if everyone knows it.
Something going on around here.
Chew out of your mouth. We've noticed that there are some questionable characters that are taking up residence in that upper corner of the city up near the shoreline.
I don't know if I'd call them questionable. They're more, I don't know. I don't want to call them hoity-toity, but they definitely know what they want. And whenever the steeds aren't ready for them to go out, or there's something wrong and it's not something that we can exactly avoid. What are you laughing at?
I'm sorry, but now every time you say Steves in that accent, I hear Steves. When the Steves aren't ready for us to go, they're not happy about. Oh, yeah. Well, we are sorry, Cara says.
Are you with them?
Yes, we are all part of the same party. The two big ones, little ones.
No, that's not what I meant. Are you with the guild?
The guild? No, we are not with the guild.
Then
We
why are
just
you
tried to
asking
get-
about the guild?
We tried to see if we could get in there and take a look at that special tree that they have behind the fence line, but apparently we weren't good enough for them.
It's a hard guild to get into. Only members are allowed inside the gate.
That's pretty sad. Too bad we aren't members. Because we would sure like a way to get in there and see what's really going on behind that hoity-toity wall.
If you prove yourself, maybe you could get an audience with Zathras, maybe.
Have you ever met this Zathras or seen this Zathras?
Do I look like
outside?
someone who would draw the attention of any member of the Slayers Guild?
Not particularly, if you don't mind my saying so, but you seem to know more about the Slayers Guild than we do.
The only thing I know is that they didn't like their steeds at a certain time, and they like them to be in a certain type of shape, and they want them to be treated a certain way and ready at a moment's notice.
That's interesting. Thank you for telling us that. Rayla, Mavra, Torvine, you got 2 cents to add to this conversation? Torvine, honestly, no.
That's something.
I mean, I will say you guys kind of look the part, but I mean, I don't know exactly what your skills are, but you definitely dress the part. I don't know. Maybe is this what you're wearing for the festival?
What do people normally wear for the festival?
Oh, all kinds of things. It's quite the ordeal. People dress up for the festival.
We had no idea, says Cara.
You guys really didn't visit a market or anything either, or go into any of the clothing shops either. So.
Cara says, well, thank you very much. I think we will make our way to the marketplace, and we will definitely check out the stable thanks to your helpful recommendation.
All right. Good day. He kind of starts walking away, and who are those people? Type look.
What if somebody from the slums met us? And they will spread the word that somebody's been.
Or
asking
you just
around.
gave that guy something to talk to his friends about. Like, here's some weird
That's
people.
what I said. Spread the word.
Some weird people stopped down by the slums
The
today.
rickshaw people near the Chinatown restaurant, the Indian food restaurant with the shawarma stand will be telling everybody.
All right.
that there's.
So that was around 4 o'clock. You guys walking around, talking with him. It's a good 45 minutes to an hour. So yeah. Almost time to eat again.
Okay. Do we want to make our
I am
way-
curious what you guys did with the cake, because you've been walking around with this cake.
No, I thought we ate it. While
Oh, did you eat the whole thing? Okay. All right. That's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
Just like, man, you guys walked around for a couple hours just with this cake. Like,
So-
do you like a cake? Piece of cake?
Handing out cake and asking, so what about this place up in the corner? You know
You
what?
know anything about the guild up there in the corner?
Would you like some cake? No.
Oh boy.
This exotic cake. We are, plans for eating notwithstanding, do we want to head in the general direction of the marketplace?
Will
Since
it
now we
be-
know that there are places, there are going to be some dress code.
Will it be open when we
Ideas?
get there?
There's late night market.
It depends on which. Well, it would be
Find a fast
it would be
way.
close if you went to the big one. You would get there in about an hour, 15 hour and 20 minutes, which would make it what?
Maybe like
6:30, 6. And you wouldn't have much time, and it's a pretty big market, so you wouldn't really have much time to shop around.
Yeah. Good point.
But you could look to see if there's any shops on the way there, like clothing shops.
I feel like
To
that
stop.
would be our best bet. Which direction do we want to head? Since the big people need to eat again.
We're just on the way back.
We could always grab some. We could always grab some curry from a nearby street cart. Have a corn dog, right? Oh, you want the mustard too? Yeah, have some mustard. Here's a jar for you and Doc for a split. Is that what we're doing? Like just walking past places until we see a place that's selling food? We eat while we walk?
Where are we eating, or we're trying to find a clothes shop?
Well, it sounded like GM was suggesting that we just walk from where we are in the slums and steadily head closer into town, more towards the Hungering Mammoth, where those red roofs are. As we get closer, we might find more like little shops and stuff that aren't part of the market.
I mean, there's shops all over the place. It depends on what you guys are looking for. If you're looking for a clothing shop or a jeweling
That's
shop.
what we're looking
Okay.
for.
So once you get out of the slums, you start to see different types of shops. There's no shops in the slums. It's literally just housing.
That's what I'm saying.
So once you get out more into the city proper, you start to see shops. One of the ones that catches your eye is the Fancy Ring.
Fancy ring.
Fancy Ring.
Okay. Imagine that. And it is a clothing store?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Does it seem more like high end? Middle range? Or
Looks like it's middle to
Dollar Tree.
high and
Okay. Alright. Mid to high. Upper middle class. Mainline. Okay. Are they open right now?
it seems like
Do
they're
they have
open.
Extended hours since the festival's going on.
It seems like they're open, and it doesn't look like it's very busy at the moment.
Perfect time.
Where are they?
That's what I want to know too.
Let me get
Where's the map? Where's the map? Where's the map?
right in here.
Okay. England.
No, there.
Okay.
Put it up in the same spot.
Oh. I put mine there.
Is it exclusively clothes?
It looks like it's just clothes, yes.
It's not a shoe shop, jewelry shop,
Nope.
hat shop. Yeah.
And plug this into the mic. Because it's about halfway down on its battery and I don't want it to die in the middle of the session. Okay. Fancy rant. Alright, so you guys walk in and you are met with a dwarf female. And this is, oh yes, how can I help you? What are you looking for? As you guys look around, there is all kinds of just what you would assume would be the day-to-day clothes of what people would be putting on. But there is a section of the shop that has, we would consider like seasonal stuff. And you're assuming that it would be more connected with the festival. A lot of the garb is a mix of blue and gold colors. There are different. If you could think of kind of like a mix of dressing up like for Halloween costume wise. But then also, it's more like, think, what's the word I'm looking for?
It's not just Halloween costumes, it's...
Think fancy, like,
Like Mardi Gras?
no,
Remember?
what's the time period for like we would think of for like the pilgrims and stuff like that, like that kind of outfit with
Colonial?
yeah, like colonial type outfits, but the colors are a royal blue and gold
Vibrant,
color.
not dull.
What's that?
They're vibrant.
Yes,
colors.
yes.
Yeah.
Along with
Clearly.
those kind of hats that are the circular kind with feathers, and it's usually like the hat is usually a mixture of blue and then has like gold trim around it, or various different types of decoration, and then usually it's like a yellow feather that goes up, and then there's also masks that go with it as well.
So is this like a completely kind of made up outfit, or does it have like some sort of historical resemblance?
You guys aren't sure. I mean, this is something new to you
I know
guys.
we wouldn't understand that, but like just in general, does it ever?
There could be. I mean, there's most likely there's something that connotates the whole dressing up part of it. It could be just because of the festival itself, and people are added the dressing up part of it, just to make more, to make it more fun and things like that. The blue and gold, though, you guys know, is kind of a symbol of the creator in a way.
Oh.
So that connotates with that. But the dressing up part is probably just them making this more of a fun time and celebration and things like that. And there's more types of outfits than just the colonial. There's all kinds of things. Like I said, think like Halloween dress up of all kinds of different costumes, and there's some that are silly, there's some that's more serious, but there's nothing that's dark or like witchy or
Okay.
demons or anything like that.
Fest.
Yes, it's very festival like.
Festive without being...
Yes.
Okay. When we go in there, do we
I mean,
see
there's
anybody working?
literally costumes that you can get that are like picturing like different types of animals. Like people dress up like like throw some kind of like onesie costume on that looks like a lion or something like that, but it's like blue and gold.
Yeah. Do we see anybody when we come into the store who is working?
Yes, there is a dwarf, a female dwarf that greeted you guys as you came in the door. And I said you weren't in here. There's a portion of the store that has different types of clothing that you would assume would be the generic, what people would every day wear, that people would use. And there are some more high-end stuff for more well-to-do folks. And then there's a section that is a lot different than that, which has all these other types of like dress-up costumes, hats, masks.
I'm guessing as the female dwarf greets us, she asks, "How can I help
Yes,
you?"
that's what she said.
Instead of just going, "Sup?"
Yes, it was.
How do you do?
Oh, hello. How can I help you? We close in 30 minutes. Please hurry up. Thank you.
We're happy you're here,
She
but
actually say
also
that?
leave.
No.
We're happy you're here, and we'll be happy when you leave. No. So, what does Torvine say when she greets us and says, "How can I help you?" What does Torvine say?
Hello. We're just looking. We heard that possibly you're supposed about dressing up or something for the festival. We've never been to the festival before, and just curious on what the norm is, and possibly getting some dress ups for the festival. Oh yes. Well, I mean, it all depends
a
on.
wide variety of sizes.
Oh, I can see that you have a wide variety of folks in your party here. Well, what are you looking for?
Too bad you gotta.
Like, are you looking to be an animal? Kind of animal? Are you just trying to look like a fancy person or someone of well standing? Are you trying to, you name it, we can try to make it work.
Kara pipes up and says, "We would like to know what is the costume that you have sold the most, or the outfit that you have sold the most to the people who are specifically looking to buy something for the festival."
Well, again, it comes down to kind of your price range. Being closer to the slums, the customers that come in don't generally have a lot. So sometimes they settle for just a hat or a mask or something like that, something that they can afford. They can't really afford a full getup. But you
What
guys
about
look
your
like you
mid-
at least have some means, so I don't think that that'll be a problem for you.
What about your mid-range? What's your most popular item or outfit
Um,
you've sold?
This shop, we are known more for the these outfits, and she motions over to the ones that look more colonial-looking outfits, with the hats and the masks as well.
Mhm.
And those are the ones that they generally sell more of, at least the shop does.
Kara says, "Well, I am definitely going to be buying one of those wonderful-looking face masks that you have for the festival."
And there's different types of face masks too. There's just the generic ones that just kind of go around here. There's ones that kind of have like a bird beak to it, and there's all kinds of different.
Sybil says, "I'm definitely interested in one of those fine, festive-looking blue and gold hats that you have, for sure."
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Any-
I don't want to buy anything.
The female dwarf looks over at Raylog and Docker after talking to the medium-sized people and goes, "And how can we help you today?" She cranes her neck up. "What would you like to buy? Since all your friends have bought something, what would you like to buy?"
Did Torvine get something?
I'm assuming Torvine's gonna buy something.
Most likely I mean, he'd be down for getting a mask. Probably not a full getup though.
Sybil Sybil's getting hat.
Why not? We'll get a mask and a hat. Why not?
Yep. The shortest one in the party has the most to wear. Cause it's cheaper.
Oh, he is an enthusiast too, so he's
Yeah.
he's the least likely to care or what
How
other
many
people
feathers
think
you
of
got
him.
on that thing? You look like a-
He's the kind that would stand out and not worry about it. Just
He's
like,
like,
it's
I need the attention.
fine.
I'm small, but I need the attention. No. Yeah. Okay. So Torvine has his kitten caboodle. We have to figure out how much this all costs. But
If there's an actual kitten.
and its name is Caboodle. No. This is my kitten. His name is Caboodle.
Oh dear.
He's little. Nobody's something. Raylog and Bathra, you guys can't leave without buying something, says Sybil. You'll stand out like a sore thumb more than you usually do if you do not buy something to blend in with everyone else in the crowd. Get your party on, says Carl. Get your party on.
blend in.
You'll look like you came here for the festival and you mean to be here for the festival. That's what we're trying to do. Of course, the dwarf doesn't hear that. We already know.
Yeah, not being in full costume isn't gonna make you guys stand out like all that much. But most people will have something that looks to show that they're being festive in some
Yeah.
way.
They're
What
here
kind
in
of
the
masks
spirit
do
of
they
the-
have? Like, are they, like, what kind of picture things?
There's some that just cover like the eye, and then there's other ones that cover like the full face, like what?
Like they're supposed to look animalistic. Or
Yeah.
like a bird.
Yep. There's some that
The
look
bird beak one,
like
they look like
there are
moonlight.
some that look like birds, like an
Big
eagle.
moonlight.
There's some that look like a lion, like a bear, like a wolf. Different types of animals. There are some that. Let's see, what other. There would be some that probably look like insects and things like that. But again, it's all blue and gold colored.
Okay.
They don't look scary. I mean obviously
they don't
the.
look like the actual thing, they're just colored. Or like they...
It would look like a tiger's face, but it's again like a piece, like we would think of like a piece of plastic or whatever
Yeah.
that goes over your face, but it's blue and gold.
Okay.
But this is a little bit different. This is actually like leather, like a type of leather, but it's slash cloth that the mask is made out of.
Okay. And are all the animals full face, or are they just like maybe the eyes?
There's some that are like only eyes, like this portion of the face, and there's others that are full face.
Mm-hmm. What are just the eye portion?
It's all of they have.
All
yeah.
of them. Okay.
Yep.
I see.
Yep. If they have the full face and they have the half as well.
I think Rayla will get the wolf one.
Okay.
And
Like the half face one or a full.
the half.
Okay.
And then Balthor will get the. Said there was like a bird. Like
Yeah,
an
eagle.
or
Yep.
something. Yep. So we'll get that.
Okay. Same thing, a half faced one.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. All right. So, those of you that are getting hats,
Yeah, Sybil and Torvine.
that is,
Shopping fanatics.
those are 2 silver.
Okay.
Or, no, for the hats it's 3. For the masks, it would be a silver piece for the masks.
4 for Sybil.
I don't know if I have. Where did I put Torvine's stiff?
Kara's gonna buy a hat too. It's a lot like Sybil's one. Kara's gonna buy a hat.
Where did I put Torvine's
We'll
stiff?
both spend the same amount.
Torvine, where did you
Plus,
go?
The idea of concealing.
Where did you go? Where did I put it?
Did you give both to
I
her?
don't think I did.
Both what?
Both characters?
No.
I don't think I
Says
did.
Sybil.
Oh, I found it. I had it in the back. Alright, I don't see his... I do not have the back portion of his character sheet that has like his inventory and stuff, so I will just write minus... He got a hat and a mask, so minus... What was that? 3 and 1, so 4 silver.
That'd also be for the meals too.
Yep. Mask and hat for
Yep.
festival. And then we've had how many meals? We had breakfast and lunch, which was 5 silver.
And Raylog paid for the dessert because he wanted cake. He was obsessed with the cake.
Okay. So far, that's what he has. Okay.
That he didn't want to share with any of the street people. How dare you?
Okay. All right, so you guys are able to buy that. You guys are able to walk out with those things. And there you go. You got some festival stuff.
Are we carrying it or are we wearing it? It's 2 days before the festival.
There are some people that are walking around with hats on already. But
The people who start playing Christmas music on October 31st as the trick-or-treaters.
yes.
Those people.
You got the as they go up to the knock to the have a holly jolly Christmas. That's not creepy at all.
Just play it slower.
Have a holly jolly Christmas. It's the best time of the year.
Someone's a little too hot. Jolly. Someone's on a sugar high. That's what a sugar high sounds like. Holly jolly Christmas and monkey. This is sounds like.
Have a sleighing song tonight. Oh. Jingle bell. Jingle bell. Anyway, all right. So where are you guys off to next? You still haven't eaten dinner yet.
We should probably go eat before Raylog and Doc get dragged through the streets. They're unconscious. See Torbite.
Is it 6? What time is it?
But what's that?
I was thinking 6 because when we got
Yes,
to the store,
ish.
it was like 5:30.
Yeah, yeah.
We had to figure out everybody's sizes, likes, and dislikes,
Yep.
and what items they wanted, and pay for it, and get out of Dodge.
Get out of Dodge! So, yep.
Okay, what kind of foods like right next to where we are?
We're not
Oh,
too
we have
far
to walk
from
a
the
little bit.
lodge.
I mean, there are restaurants around that aren't too far away, but I mean, again, it
Are
depends
we
on
trying
what you
another
guys.
new restaurant, Raylaw? Say so in the car. Dothra, which restaurant do you want to try?
Is there anything you guys wanted to eat?
You guys are the ones with the bigger stomachs and the more complex palates, so we figured we'd ask you. Or did we fulfill our foodie quota of the day?
As you guys are walking, you see a, we would consider it more of like a diner type setup. However, it seems more of like a buffet, and the name of it is the
Nemo's place. He's biting his lip for the people on recording. Who can't see it. He's biting his lip and he's trying to just in case we
The,
need to know.
the sandwich buffet.
Oh, does that sound good, Dothra and Raylock?
Sure, let's try it.
Okay. Nothing ventured, nothing gained.
As you go in, you are met with the smell of different types of meat being cooked, whether it's chicken, turkey, beef, pork.
They don't have any exotic meat that was imported from off of Braxton.
No.
No exotic food, sorry.
There are some meats that you would assume are close to venison as well.
Would be-
But there, as you go down through, as you walk in and you pay, and they do have a menu there to explain like what they have for the buffet as well. On the menu, there's a variety of different types of things we would consider for sandwiches, like that has just bread and then has the spread that we would think of like ham salad or turkey salad or something like that. And then there's just the generic like ham and cheese sandwiches, turkey and cheese sandwiches. There's different types of subs that you can do. There's also different types of barbecues that you could do with either pork or beef or ham and.
Man, I am loving these colonial foods. They got so much more variety than a turkey leg.
So there's a wide variety of different things. There is like a meatball like sub as well. So I mean, there's a wide variety of different things that you could choose from.
People with the biggest stomachs get to pick first.
Where is this? Is this like almost right next to the?
This one would be basically if you were to go from where you were and then go straight up towards the big market there in the middle, but stop halfway. That's where this restaurant is.
This is the number 9, Mr. Knickerbocker.
Okay.
Number 9.
The sandwich. Yep. Right there. Oh, I put this one.
Nice.
Nice. Okay, there you go.
Did it take us like an hour?
Not quite an hour. It would take a little bit less, like 35 to 45 minutes.
Is there a wait?
No, actually, this one, I mean, it's busy, but you guys only spend a couple minutes there and then you're up to the podium there and looking at the menu. What's that?
The food will
Well,
probably
it is
be
a
brought
buffet,
up.
but like
It is a buffet.
sometimes there's a long line to get in.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
No, this one's busy, but at the same time, people sometimes are paying and then grabbing their stuff, throwing it in like a to-go container, and then walking out with it. Just because it's sandwiches, so it's an easy type thing, and you can also carry it. It's not like carrying like mashed potatoes, roast beef, and carrots or something. It's just
Sure.
And a
sandwiches.
gravy cup. No.
Yeah, so.
Don't forget the gravy. Okay. So, Kara's looking at stuff and she decides she's gonna have something simple.
This is a flat fee of 3 silver for the meal.
Okay. So everybody owes 3 silver.
Yep.
Okay. Alright. Sybil buys something to eat, Kara buys something to eat. How many orders?
I'm writing down stuff for Toravine. If he decides to use berries, he can just not take it off.
The beginning of the group.
Yeah. So.
Raylog and Dothro, what you ordering? What you getting?
He only eats whole. It's a buffet.
Yeah. What'd you get? We're sitting down, we're eating. What'd you get?
Ray Log's gonna. That's just stuff. He's like trying it all.
No. He's
Take one of these and one of
He
these.
skipped
Oh, this looks interesting.
He's
Oh,
like- plates like cards.
He skipped getting the dishes at the start of the buffet line, and he saw a waitress passing by with one of those big oblong trays, and he goes, "Oh, thank you!"
Yeah.
And he empties
No, this is-
everything off. And
This
just
is literally one where you go up and it's literally just like trays of different types of the sandwiches and whatnot.
He wanted to get a charcuterie. That's what he wanted. A giant bygone-sized charcuterie board.
And you guys, I will say this, as you guys are walking around, there is a wide variety, as I said when you guys entered into the city. Mostly it is human, elf, half-elf, dwarf, halfling, a little bit less for gnomes. There are the occasional Vigon and Barklet, but they are very, very rare. You very rarely see them.
Yeah. Barklets are more understandable.
Barklets even more so because they are small. Vigons kind of stick out, so they're not very hard to see.
Makes sense.
So, but yeah.
Okay.
All right, so that moves us to later in the day. We're now into the 7:30, 8 o'clock range. So,
It's getting dark.
yep, everything's closing down for the day.
Good thing we're already halfway back to the lodge.
Yep. We'll probably just go back.
Okay,
99.
all right.
We know
Unless anybody
exactly-
else has something that they want to do, we'll move on to the next day. Again, you guys wake up and you are greeted with the smell of bacon and sausage and eggs and whatnot.
Yes. We go downstairs and we sit and we eat. Right.
and watch.
No, we sit and we watch the big people eat. Because that's the entertainment for the morning. Just watch them eat and eat. And
That's another
eat.
5 silver for a meal.
Okay.
The reason this one is more expensive is because it is more for convenience sake on you guys having a room and then not having to go and wait in line basically and just coming down the steps and it is
You mean
right there and
prices
is
are not rising because the festival's getting closer?
well there is that too. Everything's a little bumped up because there is more traffic coming through. But when I say more expensive, you just had a meal the night before that was 3, but that was also more of like a diner and it's just a restaurant. And it was a buffet, but this is a restaurant portion to the lodge, which generally if you stay in a hotel and there's a restaurant in it, it's generally a little bit more expensive anyway, so but anyway. So where do you guys want to go today?
So our mind keeps up. Let's go back to that fancy gate.
Oh dear.
So
Okay.
I didn't quite get all the details last time I tried to draw it. Yes, let's.
Do the Vigons know where they need to go to work on their objective? Because they probably just go on their own.
Not, I mean, there isn't really like a point of, I mean, you know that you would need to talk to somebody, but you haven't really found a place, like a barracks or anything. You haven't seen like a barracks or anything for like the guards or anything. You were at the Duke's living space, and you did pass by a fancy looking building when you first entered the city that you guys discussed that was more of like the parliamentary building.
Yeah.
But it's hard to tell on where the best place would be to go to talk to about what you guys want to do. But that's something that you can look into today if that's what you want to do. What do Sybil, Kara, and Torvine want to do?
Cara's like, well, I'm outnumbered in the votes for this group, so I guess 2 out of 3 were going to the gate.
Okay. So you guys are going back to the gate.
Torvine says, maybe they won't recognize me with my hat and my big floofy mask.
For you and Dothra, the first thing that you guys could do is possibly talk to a guard and see if you could talk to, well, first of all, who's in charge? Like, if is there one individual that's in charge of the guards? Is there a constable? Because again, this is a massive city. There was a constable in Morningdale, but then again, Morningdale is basically like this portion of the city, and that's how big Morningdale is.
Right.
So there's a lot more ground to cover. So is there more than one? Is there one person that's over the entire guard? Who is it? Is there a way to get an audience? So I'm talking to one of the guards. You are told that it would be that to probably go to the main barracks, which is down close to the parliamentary
Okay.
building, which is where basically all of the offices are for the higher up officials when it comes to the guards of the city, or that at least are in charge of overseeing the protection of the city. But that is what he tells you would probably be your best bet for at least talking to somebody that might be able to direct you in the right person to talk to, or to be able to at least give you an audience to someone that would be able to help you, or at least consider what you guys are asking for. And I do not have it here. So you head over there, and you go in, and it is literally like walking into a police station.
The legislative building,
No, it's a separate building.
but it's close to it.
It's close to it.
Okay.
And you walk in, it's a decent sized building. And when you walk in, it's literally like a police station there's different types of guards coming, leaving, and there's a main desk basically in the middle of this large room that you walk up, or that you walk into, and there's stairs going up into different portions of the building. So as you go in, you go up to the Yep, you too. So, did that. Sybil participated. Okay. So events are coming to a close, and we get to the final portion, or the finale for the day, as it starts to. The sun is not quite set, but it is definitely going down, and people are starting to move towards the temple, which is where the platform is. It's in the big courtyard of the temple, like almost right in front of the entrance of the temple. So you guys make your way there with the crowd, and there's a little bit of standing around as you guys are waiting for the speech to begin. And as eventually there is, I believe you guys met, or no, you guys did not meet Arlen. He was the high priest, although I think you were told the name.
Yeah.
Or maybe you did.
Familiar, but I don't know if you know.
Because you guys saw,
There's an elf in Murphy. Arlen.
what's that?
Arlen. I have elf in Murphy.
No.
Was it spelled differently?
I don't know how I spelled it.
And Arlen.
Nope, it's the same way. This is the high priest for the temple here in Kings Harbor. He is a.
Elf in Murphy,
I think that was the constable, I believe.
He's an elf.
Yeah. Yep. And this
that's
one's
his name. That's his name. Same name.
same name, not the same person though.
Okay.
I mean, it's not uncommon for somebody to have the same name. This is a middle-aged elf, male, short black hair, but he gets up onto the stage, and then there is another middle, I would say later middle-aged elf that gets up as well, which you guys are assuming is the Duke as well, who is in charge of the city, and you guys were at his living space there for a portion of it. So, they get up, and the high priest Arlen gets up there, and he kind of raises his hands to get everybody to lower their voices, and begins to give a speech and thanking the Creator for his bountiful harvest and his bountiful giving what the city needs and providing for the city and its citizens, as well as providing protection, and wants to take a time to silence for everybody to thank the Creator for the provision that he has given and for the protection. So there's a moment of silence. Is somebody at the door needs in, or is people going out?
I think someone left.
Okay. So after a moment of silence, then he goes on and gives a few things about things that have happened throughout the year, and then says, and now I will have the Duke speak. The Duke will give a speech. And so the Duke gets up there, and as the Duke starts to give his speech, he is interrupted. And I think this is the one I want. He's interrupted by a voice that seems to be coming from somewhere, but it's hard to distinguish or to figure out where it's coming from. And eventually you see folks looking straight up in the sky and pointing, and you guys look up and you see a figure in the sky wearing red and black robes with his arms outstretched like so. But you're unable to make out a face because his head is down like this, and he has a hood that comes down and obscures his face. And the voice sounds similar, if you guys could imagine, from the first Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire, what the Green Goblin sounds like. Yeah. That's what this voice sounds like. And the voice, you hear this individual say, "Yes, happy winter's dawning festival to everyone. A time when we celebrate the Creator's boundless bounty and protection." And at this point, you can hear people around you whispering, trying to figure out what's going on. This is part of the festival. And there's this pause between him saying something. And then eventually you hear him speak up again. "Tell me, citizens of King's Harbor, do you feel protected? Well, let me tell you, that feeling is an illusion." And you watch as this figure outstretches a hand and then brings the other one back and starts making a circular motion, and you see a sparkling portal appear at the base of the stage, which you guys have seen before. Hello!
All the doors
Are locked.
Doors are locked.
So we're it.
So
All we gotta do is make sure the door's closed.
we're it.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you go out,
You're
you ain't
out.
getting
You get back in. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
On it.
I just didn't want anybody.
Getting stuck.
No, well, I'm just randomly walking in.
I gotcha. Appreciate it.
There's a guy walking through the parking lot right now.
Outstanding.
Okay.
Okay. And all the lights are- Go to the restroom. Turn off the light.
Yep.
And I don't know when I'm leaving, but I'm doing my own stuff now.
Gotcha.
Okay. Gotcha.
Okay.
So you see him making this motion with his hand, and then you see a sparkling portal open up at the bottom of where the stage is at. And you see these two massive furry arms reach through the portal and then you see this creature emerge, walk out, and it kind of resembles an ape, but very, very large. And you hear the individual up in the sky start laughing, and then you see other portals begin to open up as he continues to move his arm in a circular motion, and more portals show up along the stage, and these 4-footed reptile creatures with a scorpion-like tail make their way outside the portal and make their way into the courtyard. By this point, people are starting to back away and are getting
through the portal?
Yes, they're coming through this
Same
portal.
size?
The same size
The
as...
ones that we saw.
Yes.
They're not bigger.
No. And they are starting to come through, and people are starting to back away, and soldiers are starting to come forward, and they're, get on guard! And the the high priest on the balcony is starting to back down off the balcony, and everybody's starting to move out of the way. And I need everybody to roll initiative.
Are we rolling for car?
Yep, everybody.
Okay.
Everybody.
Okay.
Can you move the mic, Marie? Awesome. Okay, there we go. You can just set it down there close to you, Kevin, or... Yep, that's fine.
Like, it's not falling that way. I think that's what
Torbine?
Yep, go for it.
that's it.
I need this. And... Alright. Don't need, no, I do need this. And I need... Alright, and the portals are opening up. Oop. These look like Stegosauruses because there are no miniatures that look like them online, so.
For the people on the card, I'm just saying.
Yes.
Hate to burst your imagination bubble.
Yep. Okay. That, and then I need you guys are here, and there are people all over the place in here running away from what is going on. Let's see, we've got Dothra, Raina, Sybil, and Kara with you as well. Okay, and then we also have...
That's supposed to be Sybil and Torva.
Yes, that's Sybil and Torva.
You put them down when you were saying people running all over
No.
the place, and I'm like,
Nope. Alright, let's see. We'll do this. We will do this. This one, actually, let's go with Boink. And just because, and then I do not have one for, we will use this one, I guess. All right. So, people are running, and there are guards coming up to fortify this area up here as well to try to give people time to run and to try to stop whatever is going on here. This. So, and you are also noticing that up the stage is not the only place that these creatures are showing up at. They are also showing up along the wall here. Portals are showing up and they're flooding out of the portals as well on this side. So we have guards that are trying to set up here and trying to set up a wall to hold them back and take them out. But then there's some that are heading straight from the platform and heading straight for you guys. All right, so the person that's up in the air finishes, and portals are opening up, and these creatures are coming through, and eventually the individual up top that's floating stops laughing and then puts his hand in front of himself and then disappears. And you watch as this giant ape-like creature starts lumbering towards you guys. And
Does
before
it look like it'd be something intelligent that would talk to ape?
it looks like it's intelligent, but not to the point of that it's going to talk.
Okay.
I'm guessing when he leaves, when he disappears, the portal's closed.
No, the portals stay open.
Okay.
They are open. And there are more creatures flooding out, but this is within seconds. This is happening. So, as the creature comes out and then you see the person disappear and the creature starts lumbering forward, you hear a voice come from off to the side, which you guys are all kind of congregated. I'm guessing Torvine was probably on one of the Vigon's shoulders to see over everybody because he's so small. But you hear from this direction, you hear a voice, "Okay, Humby!" And you see this Vigon go running forward towards the massive ape as it's making its way forward towards you. And you just see this massive maul just boom right on the creature's head and just and it kind of like lurches forward. And you see this Vigon holding this massive hammer that's on fire just hit this thing with massive force, and the creature just like reels from it. And you see this other group of 4 individuals come this way, and there's one that has a bow. It looks similar to a ranger. You would pick this up just based on the outfit. And it says, "Protect the people, we'll take care of the ape." And it starts shooting arrows at the ape, and they start fighting the ape, which I have all of them here, and they's gonna be fighting the ape. Ranger back here. There's a dwarf, and there's another. Okay, and these creatures are just running forward. Okay. Initiative. What did you guys get?
That's Lee's dad.
Torvine got a 1.
10-sided dice. All right, I need 4.
Sybil and Kara need to roll off or something because they both got 7s.
Okay.
Do the roll of them.
Yep, go roll off.
Okay, Sybil got an 8. Kara got 3.
Roll off for the 3. Well, I mean,
It
no,
was
you get it was
7 and
6.
3.
Yeah, it was 7 then
Yeah.
3. Okay.
Like,
Did any 1 through 5?
Torvine got a 1.
Okay.
Raylon got a 3. So we'll do a roll off.
again.
No, it's for your 7.
Who
Yeah,
got
I
a
gotta
who got a
roll
3?
off for this.
Who got a 3 to begin with?
Oh, okay. Raylock, yeah, you got a
Oh,
3,
okay.
and then you got a 0.
Okay, so I got a 2, so Greg.
Dothra got an
Okay, anything else through 5?
I got a 3 in the roll off.
No, this
You
is
got-
the first roll.
You're
Oh, the
seven.
first one I was a 7.
Okay, so 6, 7. Who's the first 7?
Sybil and Carl both got a 7.
And then who won the roll off?
1.
Sybil got an 8.
Sybil,
It's the lower number.
and then Kara,
I had gotten a 3.
and then 8.
So it's Kara, Sybil, and then
Oh, I thought it was Sybil Kara.
she said.
Sybil got the 8 in the roll
Oh.
off. I got the 3. You said who won? I'm like, I know what number we got. And I can answer
Sybil.
that question.
And then 8,
Dothra.
Dothra.
My brother's
Okay, Torvine's up first.
No.
I'm sure he'd probably want to bring Brutus out.
Yes.
Okay, we'll do that then.
Okay, and where does he want to move? I will get you his. Or did I already give it to you?
No, I don't have.
You have a shot.
There we go.
He's gonna pull out his spiritual staff
Okay.
and keep track of like points.
Yeah. I don't know how many points he has total. Yeah, I have no idea.
Alright,
But you guys had several days, so it'd be full up.
right. How much, what's the cost on his staff?
I think it's there.
I see Ice Ball, Great Water, Blessberry, Identify Empowerment.
Sybil has it on hers.
Okay.
2 points.
Okay.
Or no, it's 3. What's PL?
I don't know. Because they'll say 2.
Yeah, the PP part is power points. So it's 3.
Use. Oh, and then was there something to pull Brutus out?
Sybil has a total of 14. So we'll just do that for Torvine.
Okay.
Just so we have a reference to go off of.
Yep.
It might not be correct. But
Is it
gives us
something to pull Brutus out?
Yes.
Is that like
what does it say for, it would be in the last two
For
pages, it would
Festus.
be
Festus.
or companion.
Festus.
2.
They
So
just
he's used
copy
fun.
it over.
Okay. Anything else?
So what do we?
There's 6 of them coming,
Right.
3 from this side,
And
3
there's
from
some
this side.
stuff.
There's other stuff there too. The guards are, there's guards and there's some of those other adventure-like people, like helping out,
So
trying
this
to
seems
protect
fairly
citizens.
stealthy.
Yep.
And then what's going on over here?
That's people, same thing, it's going all the way down through. This is the wall of the courtyard, and it expands out that
I like
way, going towards Marine, going this way from this point on. Whoop.
But
Woo! And then
Alright.
the temple's back there, and then this
The-
comes back here and then narrows down to a
the people
gate.
participating were in here.
Yeah, people are trying to flee out.
Do they seem okay?
They seem
I meant, like,
hysterical.
they're not.
They're not being attacked because people are fending off
Okay.
these things.
So it's like really only these things that are loose.
Yes. These ones are coming out of portals that are like right here. And they're just there's no guards up here besides these, and these do not want to encounter this, so they're like, well,
Man,
we're
I
not
think-
gonna touch these guys.
I mean, I think Torvine would he understand how to close a portal, or would he be able to make a check?
You guys have seen these portals, but the only way that you've seen them shut is either by the person that has brought them or created them, like shut it down. But there's with all things empowered wise, there's always a time limitation of how long it can stay up. How long you're not sure, because you guys have never run into something like this until you were in Orenstead and you saw that orc and that wizard come through, or that other person come through and talk to the orc.
Orcs and stuff that came in the morning.
You saw that too, but when they came through, then they closed.
Okay.
So that might have been a willful thing, or it might have been.
Okay.
It probably was a willful thing because
So-
these are staying open.
So he's not aware of a way to
No.
forcibly try
Nope.
to get anything.
Nope. I mean, the only thing he can think of is maybe an unempower, but whether it would work or not, he has no clue. It could be something that could work. It could be something that
Yeah,
doesn't.
I don't think he has.
I don't think he has it. It's like a level 4, I think.
Okay.
A level 3 or level.
So he will he'll have Brutus over. I guess whatever one he can get to.
The last page has Brutus's things on it. Yeah. I don't know if it has his movement on there or not. I think it's 40 feet.
So speed 35.
35. So that'd be 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, can get up there.
Okay. So then, because it's what does so is charge like running them over?
What's that?
Is charge like running them over? What is charge?
Charge is like running into them, but it's kind of like a ram type thing. Yeah, collision.
Mhm. And is that the
And
attack?
there's a possibility of it knocking prone, I believe.
Okay. Is that the attack, or so like? All right, if he goes up,
It's a separate attack, so it's one of the attacks that he can do. Which if he moves a certain amount in one direction or moves a certain amount in a direction, then he can make a charge attack. That's basically how it works.
is it the same distance as a normal movement?
I think it's like 10 feet or something like that. It's not very much. It's like 10,
Okay.
maybe 20
But it's
feet.
not 10 additional.
No.
All right, so
It's
we'll
part
just-
of if he moves that much and makes an attack or whatever, he has an option to make it a charge attack
yeah, we'll
versus just
do
a slash.
normal attack. And it's like he does he get
It's a
two
slash,
slashes?
and if 2 slashes are If he makes it a successful 2 slash attacks, then he gets a bite.
So he hit a. Are there any minuses?
Nope,
Okay, he hits a 15.
that hits.
Alright, so he got a higher number, so he hits that.
Okay.
So then he'll do his bite, and it's the same
Same creature. Yep.
scale.
Yep. Yep.
That hits 2.
Okay. Number 3, give me some damage. It's hard to read. His didn't print out very well. It does show up on the Brutus
Okay.
page as well, but I don't know if it came out better.
Okay, so 1d4 plus 4, and then the bite's 1d6 plus 2. Alright, so the first slash is a 8, and then he did 6, and then he did an 8.
8 is 16, and 6 is 22. Stays up.
And that's all his attack.
Yep.
Okay. So it's not. Yeah.
That's all of
Alright.
Brutus. Now Torvine can go. Although he did bring out Brutus, so he used his action. So he has his movement, bonus action, and free action. I believe. I don't think. Check the Festus thing again and tell me if it's a bonus action, free action. I think it's an action, but it might be a bonus action.
Isn't that a say?
Standard action. That's SA.
that's
Use
what
time.
they say.
Standard action.
Okay.
So he has his bonus action, free action, and movement.
Okay. Because the. What about the staff? Is that the bonus?
Check staff. Marine. Spiritual staff. I think it's a bonus action.
I think it is. So then you just have movement.
It would say BA next to use
Yeah,
time.
it says
Yep, bonus action.
So then it just says move, right? Or
Correct.
free action.
Free action is like pulling your sword out. Or-
he doesn't really have anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's there's very few things that count as a free action.
He'll go up to the same creature and he'll just be there.
What's his movement? I think it's like 20, or he gets 10 more than normal, so I think it's actually 35, I think. Let's do this. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I think I have that written in. So speed is 30.
Okay.
His jump is 15, but that's a bonus action. Is that a
Okay, so he already used the bonus action for the staff, unless he wants to wait and use the bonus action to jump.
Well, he won't be able to do anything, so I think it's
Okay, so he gets to there. That's his go. Raylog, you're up.
Are any creatures coming through that have like bows?
No, it's just these
Just animals.
fallopian creatures that you guys
So
encountered in
he'll
that
just
base.
be tumbling for like general damage.
I think that's a bonus action to do that. I think.
It's something you do at the end of your turn.
Okay. I think he added something where it costs something, but I can't remember what it is. But that's okay. I'll allow it. I'll allow it. It's fine. Okay, Raylog, you're up.
Alright. So he's going to go over here.
What's your movement?
It is. It's 40 feet.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 40.
Okay. We'll just go more.
Do the action for dash.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that okay, or do you want to go more to the left?
Can you go to the other one?
7, 8. Okay. Okay, you have your bonus action and free action.
He will be tumbling.
Okay. Okay. Now it's the creature's turn. These ones are gonna come up. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 2 attacks on the bear. I need.
The bear's DR is a 10.
Okay.
Because I don't think there's a way for him to raise it.
Nope. Okay, that's 2 misses on that. And then one's gonna take 2 strikes on Torvine, and then the other one. That's a hit. And the other one. There's a 13 hit Torvine. I know he's tumbling.
What size is it?
These are medium. So it'd be a -1, I think, to hit him, I believe.
I would say no.
Okay.
Like I have.
So I have one hit.
like 4 different numbers on here, so I'm
I know.
confused.
Yeah, I don't.
Because there's like 12 plus 2 is 14.
Yeah, that's for
and then it's
that's. The 2 is, I think, for natural DR because of being a Barklet or
Right.
Twiglet.
and then it's like size.
Size
plus 2
differentiating.
is 16, and then plus 2 tumbling, and then -1 for evil, and it's up to 19.
Well, these are not evil,
Okay, so then at most
and
it
they
could
are.
be-
I forget what size he is. I can't remember if it's small or if it's tiny.
He's little.
So that's.
He is.
It's a
18
minus. Yeah, it's a
18 inches.
-2. So.
So it's not 2 size differences, is it?
Yeah, because they're medium and there's small and there's little and then there's tiny.
Okay, so there is 2 sizes.
So yeah, 2 size
Alright.
difference. So that would be a -2. So I did roll a natural 17 for one of the rolls. So I don't. That would be.
You'd have to.
That would be a 15 to hit.
You'd have to hit an 18.
Okay. So 2 misses. Those 2 go after him, but none of them hit. Now for the ones against you. Well, you're right there, so they're not really going to go anywhere. That's a natural 20 on one of them. 15 to hit, and then 12 to hit.
No.
So 2 hits and 1 is a crit. Okay. D6. 2. 8. 10. 14 points of slashing damage as jumps onto your leg and just hangs onto it.
Little ankle biter.
And then this one's gonna move over and do the same thing. Just attack you because you're right there.
Oh, that's just one of them? Okay.
No, all three of them are attacking because you're right
No, I
there.
meant like the first bit of damage was from one.
Yes.
Okay.
The other one missed. 13 to hit?
No.
Okay, so that misses. Okie dokie. So they go out. All right, so then we move up to Kara.
Oh, it's me. Okay, I'm taking out my bow.
Okay?
Whoop. I'm taking out my bow. 18, which is a 17.
Hits.
And I have a 1, which doesn't hit at all.
Nope.
Okay.
So which one are you shooting at?
I'm shooting it.
Numero uno. Okay.
Well, let's do mine.
Okay.
Okay, so 1 hit, and I need to do
I don't know what the damage dice is for you. It's like a D6, I think, or a D4. It's a square one
6.
For her or Sybil?
for her. For Kara, for the bow.
That's 10.
10 points. Okay. All right. You want to move? You have movement. You have bonus action and free action.
I'm gonna move. I already hit that direction, but I'm gonna move this way.
Okay.
Oh.
I believe it's 30.
So, 26.
Yeah, if you're medium, it's basically 30, unless you're a enthusiast.
5. 6.
Okay. All right. Then we move on to Sybil.
Okay. Sybil is going to.
Probably bring out Festus would probably be the
Yeah.
one of the things.
Oh, I forgot she
Oh,
had.
she also has a fancy rapier, which she did not give me the
Info for, I know.
and I gave it to her, so I don't remember what it is.
This is why we can't see anywhere.
Let me think. Let me
Is that
think.
something she would use?
Oh, she would use it.
Because it's better?
Oh yeah, she would use the rapier.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of what the perks were on it. I mean, I could pull it up.
She's got the damage.
Yeah,
list.
go ahead- yeah, go ahead
Use
and-
the restroom.
Yeah, go ahead and
My brain has already switched to Monday morning mode.
Yep. Okay.
Does a rapier count as an empowered item? Does a rapier count as an empowered item?
Yes, it is an empowered item and it is a +1. I don't. She should have. I believe she would have it on her battle chart.
Yeah, it's on her battle.
What does it say for the battle chart?
+1/+1, and then on the end, under the damage, it's 1d6 +1 +1 +2, 18 to 20. Read it. Yeah. That's
So
what
it's
it says.
double damage, 18 to 20.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's
it would
plus
be
4.
+1. Yeah. Okay. So the sword. The sword. She doesn't have anything. Her morality is not high enough to get any extra bonuses from it.
Yeah. My morality is.
Her sword has 3 different things that she can do. There's detect, blessing, miracle, and enchantment. Expend a charge to use detect, blessing, miracle, or enchantment in the cone 30 feet that lasts an hour. There are 2 charges a day that refresh at dawn, so you can do it twice a day for an hour. And there's a cone of 30 feet that you can basically see anything that's empowered, whether it's items, if somebody's invisible, you can see them. There's all of that. Another one of it is once per day, able to bless up to 2 creatures that you see. This gives a +2 to hit and damage and lasts for 10 minutes. And then there's the third one, which is Dragon Aspect. A bonus action can be used to light the sword up using the command phrase, "Become the dragon," producing a glow around the wielder that looks like the hide of a dragon. While in this state, the wielder is resistant to fire and ice damage.
Okay. Not that any of these creatures
You don't know.
Not yet.
doubt fire.
I'm leaving.
Alright, see
Have a
ya.
good night.
Have a good night.
So those are the things that the sword can do. So that's up to
Oh, I know when I'm tired. My body's thinking it's 7.
yeah.
Alright.
Actually, yeah, it's just barely going on 6 o'clock. I kept looking at that like, holy crap, it's late.
That thing has been
I-
changed.
Well, that is right.
It's correct.
Oh, that
It's
is true.
almost
Yeah,
6
sorry.
o'clock. Yeah. But my brain's saying it's 7.
Yeah. My guess is she would probably, I don't know. It would be difficult to decide what she would want to do, but I know she would definitely want to use the bless for at some point because that's going to help her allies. I don't know if she would use the detect, blessing, miracle, and enchantment, but that's up to your
Who
discretion.
decided to give me I shouldn't be playing any other characters besides mine. I'm still figuring it out.
But that's what the sword does, so that's up to.
She wants to whip out Festus.
Okay, so that is a standard action.
Yes. Okay. Uh-huh. And he is heading to go help Torvine.
Torvine?
And
Not a problem.
okay. And he's going to attack.
Recoveries for PowerPoints.
Hmm?
Recovery recovers PowerPoints.
I have no idea. I don't know what
I
that is.
did not understand.
There's a lot of stuff that's new that I don't know anything about, so if it.
Something like plus PP and 20 minutes per person or something.
That's my PowerPoint. Yeah, same. Not that I'm but
I guess. I mean, you guys are full, uninterrupted, 20 minutes. Whizzed mod. I don't understand what that does. Whizzed mod, PowerPoints. It doesn't give anything about PowerPoint or something. It doesn't give anything about like how much you heal or whatever. I have no idea. I don't know.
what the letters are, but that doesn't mean I know what is going on.
Oh, well, I guess
So
we
it's
won't
not
worry about
I'm
it.
just gonna stick
Don't
with
worry about it.
Festus because I know.
Yeah, you're gonna do
Festus-
that, and I feel like.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not even on here. So
Yeah,
she didn't
Festus
give me.
is all over here.
I know, but it doesn't give you a battle chart.
No, but it's got the damage.
Yeah, I know, but what's the battle chart? She didn't give me. She didn't give
Well,
me
would
a
it be the
battle
same as the bear?
Yeah, we'll just go with what the bear is.
We
So
can all
roll
copy-
and then
You copied stuff from Festus, I copied stuff from
yeah,
Yeah,
we'll just
and I
do.
think-
Festus would be a little bit better
I feel
because
like you might
Festus is
use
small.
Other
Well,
than that, I don't think you use
If
anything.
if she's using bless, she probably would use the sword because then she's not using power points.
It does the same thing.
It gives actually, I think, better. It gives a +2
Oh.
to hit and damage to 2 people. And she can do it once a day, and it lasts for 10 minutes.
Might as well just leave that open right there.
So you use the attack.
Okay. Gotcha. So Festus gonna do the attack thing.
Yep, roll do. I think it's 2 attacks. Does it say there if it's 1 attack or 2 attacks?
On here.
How many damage things are there? Is it just like claws and
Damage
Two
rolls.
talons. What's the next one?
beak?
2 talons,
Beak.
a beak.
So I'm guessing.
So it's the same thing as the bear. You make 2 talon attacks, and if you get that, then you get the beak.
It looks like when she says 2 talons, like that's a 1 roll thing. You're not rolling twice for each talon.
Well, it's 2. I know it's generally 2 attacks, but all of the companions make 2 attacks, and then if they make the 2 attacks, they get a 3rd.
Okay. Alright.
So-
So I'm gonna roll 1 Okay.
And then follow that top line.
Which is a 7.
And I believe he is tiny, so he would get a tiny against. Is it little? Oh, okay. So he would get a +2 to attacks.
Okay. So I added
He's
plus
attacking
2.
what?
He's attacking the Valabian. That's attacking Torvine.
Well, there's
They're medium,
they're medium.
and
So-
he's
So you
little.
have
9.
little.
Little, small.
I thought you said he was tiny. The bird was tiny.
Well, she said it's little. Apparently, it's right there.
It's written on the side.
That's.
Okay.
I thought it was tiny, but apparently it's little.
Little, small.
No, it's small, little, tiny. It goes medium, small, little, tiny.
Yeah. So you go up. So +2.
+1 and then +2. So he gets a +2 to hit a medium creature.
Okay.
So, roll the 6.
That's
Add
a
2,
miss.
which is an 8. so
Miss.
it's a 9.
So roll again.
Okay.
It's 2 attacks.
I got a 15.
+2 is
17,
17.
which is an 18.
Hits,
It's. And I roll damage.
which would be the talons.
Yep. Which is
D3,
3.
which is a. No, a D3 would be a D6, and then just roll a D6, which is a square. What you get? So that's a 3. 3 damage. And then he has a plus to it. I don't know what the plus is. So 4 damage. And that's against numero uno. For
Are you where are you going? Are you going higher so they can hit you? Or?
yep.
Yeah.
He's up in the air. He's always gonna be in the air.
We just haven't figured out
Okay. Sybil Dothra is up.
Was that Sybil's action? Was just having
Or no, yeah, that's action. So she has movement, bonus action, and free action.
Okay.
She can use bonus action to activate the dragon aspect part of the sword, but again, it makes her resistant to fire and ice.
Well, her speed is the same as mine. So she's gonna move up this way towards where.
Well, go ahead and move her. It's
1, 2, 3,
same as you
4,
for
5,
Tara.
6.
That was actually the first mini that when she said that what she was playing, I was like, oh, so you want this one? And she's like, no, I don't want that one.
Yeah. Well, I have to admit that many like a lot of it looks cool, but the sword is just
It's hefty.
Not.
It's a hefty sword, but then she was
It's
like,
a mix between a meat cleaver and
Yeah,
a sword. because-
all right, Dothra's up.
Alright. She's
Well, that's
She's gonna come over to that one. She's gonna go
Dash?
all her, yeah. And she will be tumbling. So that's she's seeing movement, which is 40, so move 80 feet.
2,
16.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. What do you have normally?
It's normally
7,
40,
8.
which is 80. So she goes.
Do you want to go this way or do you want to go that way?
She's gonna go down.
This one? Okay. All right. So that's
Can-
action.
Can
and
she make it to that other one?
it would be close. It would. She would be able. She was here, so then it would be 7, 8, and she would be able to reach it with her reach.
Okay, we'll go with that.
Okay. But you used your action and your movement, so you have bonus action and free action.
She's gonna be tumbling.
Okay. Top of the round, the fight here, the ape ends up moving. These guys beat the ape back to the platform. And there's heavy hits being taken on all sides.
Do they seem more skilled than us?
There's blessings being thrown. The dwarf's throwing blessings out and helping his allies. This is the other Vigon. I didn't have the
Yeah.
other mini, but this is the other. Well, actually, we'll use this guy. There. We got another Vigon. Looks like you, but he's different color. Okay. So there's a Vigon, and the Vigon's just whacking into him, and you got this flaming hammer being swung around, and he's just the whole entire time they're fighting.
Flagon is?
Yeah. Just hello, Handy.
Okay.
There's a female that looks like just a generic fighter. There's another one that swinging 2 swords and just slashing around. There's one with a bow that's just flinging arrows at it. Some are missing. Some are hitting the creature, but it's not penetrating very far. And the creature's swinging and hitting some of them sometimes, and they go flying 10, 15 feet.
Okay.
And then they get back up after a while and go back into it. All right. Torvine, back at the top of the order.
So he's going to attack the one that the bird attacked.
Okay. Spinning around. So he gets a +2 and then a +3 for flanking.
Okay. He did a 16,
Hits.
and he would get 2 attacks.
2 attacks.
Then you got a natural 20.
Awesome.
Right.
Roll for the first attack before you give me the natural 20, because you might be able to rotate for the natural 20.
Okay.
Depends on whether you can take this guy out or lose its con save.
So he did 14.
It's a natural 2 for a con save.
So then he did 22.
Okay, so that one's gone. That one falls.
And he will be tumbling again.
Okay, and Brutus.
Can he also turn around and face the other guy?
Yeah, that'd be like a free action.
Okay.
And Brutus. 2 attacks.
Okay.
Or if he wants to move, he can. That's up to
No,
him.
he'll attack what he's dealing with. Alright, so he hit an 18. He hit a 21, so yeah, and then we did his bite. That hits an 11. The bite.
Miss. Just misses.
Alright. So.
You had 2 hits, I think.
Yep. So we did 5 and 5, which is 10.
Alright, that one falls.
Can he
He can move.
walk over the other one?
Yep, he
Can
can
move
rotate around.
Yep.
Yep. There we go.
Okay.
Okay. Raylog.
Alright. He is going to swing at the one in front of him. That's a miss. That is another miss. Well, you didn't hit anything.
Okay. Alright, the Velopians. Okay.
Raylag's tired after hitting the logs.
Reptile.
No, the logs.
Oh.
Earlier. Spin-
Alright. Alright, the highest I rolled for against Toravine was a 12 to hit, but that's a miss for him. Alright, so against Raylog, these ones are going to jump in.
Okay.
It's a 15 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, that's one of them hit you. I have a natural 20 and another 15.
Okay.
And those are 2 misses. So 3 hits. That's 3 and 5, and then this is the crit. Okay. 3 and 2 is 5, and then 6 is 11 plus 11 plus 6, 17 slashing damage against you.
Okay.
Oh, the other one would, the one that hit with the natural 20 and the 15 would actually get a tail attack too, because of that. Which is a natural 19, so I'm guessing that would hit as well. So that, I need a d4. 3 plus 2 is 5, and then poison damage. 9 points. So 4 points of poison damage and 5 points of piercing damage. There's no save for
So it's
this
not slashing, it's piercing.
piercing. No. This is the tail whipping forward and piercing into your leg.
Do I have to do anything with the poison?
Nope, no con save or anything. The only reason I have it that way is because they have to get 2 successful attacks to even get that attack, and then they have to roll to even hit that attack. So it's just
Yeah.
needle hits you and you just take a little bit of poison damage. All right, they're done. Kara, you're up.
Me. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. It's me.
It's coming. 2 were taken down by Toravine and Festus and Brutus.
And there's just one left over there.
There's 1 left over there, and there's 3 on the other side.
Okay.
Be mindful, the portals are still open.
None of those have taken damage.
None of these 3?
Correct.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna whip out my
Okay, bow's already out, so make 2 attacks. Make sure you're keeping track of how many arrows you're using.
9. A 9
Miss.
and 11.
Just miss. Some of the 11 hits it and just kind of grazes off of its lizard-like exterior.
Of course it
After Kara, unless you want to move.
does. I think I'm good right where I'm at. I feel
Okay.
like better be going
Sybil is up.
Okay. So.
You got the
Sybil,
bird.
I know.
Yep.
It has the bird.
Either do the bird first or do Sybil.
I'm gonna do the bird first.
That's usually the best way to do it. One and then the other.
I'm gonna do the bird. Assist is going after me.
Okay.
So,
He will get a. He gets a +2 and then also a +3 for flanking because there's 2 other creatures engaged with it.
so
D20, and then you're looking at Brutus's thing and then adding 5.
I rolled a 19.
I
Okay,
don't think that would hit.
that would hit.
I finally hit
So
something.
roll again.
Yep, roll again.
See if you roll your hits.
I rolled an 8.
Okay,
That probably hits.
Now
So-
try the beak.
So you can do the beak.
do the beak attack.
Same scale.
What's it look? Okay, 19 plus 5, so yeah. So 3 hits, so 2 talon attacks and then the beak attack.
One.
So the
That's
one's a
right.
1.
Yep. One's a 1,
Yeah. That's a 3.
that's a 2.
It's 2. Because it's 1 and 2 is 1.
3 and 4 is 2,
And 5 and 6 is 3.
I'm not going to pretend to make sense. I know what
I mean, if you want, I can give you a D3 if you want me to. It literally looks like a D6, but it just has this 1 through 3 twice on it. If you want to do it that way. Okay.
So what's your
And then
total
what's the plus for each attack?
Plus,
Like damage wise, there's like a +2 or a +1 or.
plus 1.
So you have
hit?
3,
2, and then 3. So it's 5 total, right?
5 total, and then the beak.
What would be?
I don't know what the beak damage
So
is.
1 would be 6 plus 1.
2 plus 1.
So 5, 8, and that's against
Number 2.
number 2.
You've already taken some damage.
Nope.
No?
You've completely
What was it? 8,
Yeah.
2, 6. Okay, what is Sybil doing?
Sybil is coming closer. Okay.
Did she say her thing
Say your thing.
for this order?
She can, well, there's 3 things that you can do. There's detect blessings and miracles and enchantments, which gives you a cone of basically true sight of being able to see anything that's empowered within a 30-foot cone of what she's looking at. Then there's bless, which she can use once a day. She chooses 2 creatures that she can see and gives them a +2 to hit and damage, and that'll last for 10 minutes. And then there's the dragon aspect, which makes her resistant to fire and ice damage.
Okay. She's gonna take her.
And she can only pick one of those things.
The dragon aspect is a bonus action. The other 2 are standard actions.
Just take out the right here and just use it for a regular attack.
Yep, she can do that too. She needs to move 1 more to get in melee.
She has that.
There we go.
Okay. She's taking out
2
the right
attacks.
here and rolled 3, which doesn't do anything. And a 14, which is a 10.
Miss.
You need 12.
Yep. All right. Oh, she would get. Yeah, she would get a +3 for flanking because of how big Raylog is and whatnot. Yeah, I'll give her a +3 for that.
Okay.
So that would
last
make
roll
that
when
would
she
be
got
That would have made it.
She would have got.
okay. Roll some damage for the rapier.
A 6. And is that a.
It's 1d6 plus 4, it looks like.
Yeah.
So
That's
10, and that's against number 5.
And if you get anywhere between an 18 and a 20, it's double damage.
Yep.
Jack
Okay.
Rasmus.
So that is Sybil's turn. Dothra.
Okay, she's gonna swing at the one in front of her.
Okay.
She hit a 14.
Hits.
That's a miss. She hit a 13.
Hits. Are you taking a -1 off of these? For medium, they're swinging at a medium. Both of them would have
I
hit.
did- I did not, but
Okay. Both of them would have
regardless, they
hit.
still would have hit.
Yeah. Just be mindful of that for
Okay.
Raylog and Dothra. And this is against number 6.
This.
Yep.
where did that-
Number 6.
So the first one's 21.
Okay, let me roll a con save.
Okay.
That's a natural 20. It just
All right. Can she? She'll move to the one in front of Raylog.
Yep. Splatters this one, moves right around. And she would get a +3 for flanking.
Yeah. It would be her second hit there.
Yep.
So, and then she got
Oh, that's right. You already rolled.
6. Another 21. Right?
Natural 1 stays up.
Okay, she will be.
1. All right, after Dothra, the fight continues over here. Both sides taking blows, swinging. All right, back up at the top, Torvine. Oh, word of note, the portals are still open, and more of these start coming out of the portals. There's 1 and 3. And then 6. Okay. Back at the top, Torvine.
Okay. Torvine's gonna swing at the one in front of him.
Okay.
See flanking.
Yep. So he gets a +5 on this.
Yep. That is a miss. Yeah, so he did a 13.
Hits.
So that's 16.
16 points.
Yep.
Against number 2. 14. And that one keels over.
So then.
But more come around, so I'll just put it
Right.
over here.
Okay, so
Back
then
up to the back.
Brutus will go up to the next one over there. And then Torvine will also join him, but he won't be able to.
On number 1.
Yep, that's fine.
Like here or here?
We'll go there.
Okay. Because he does have his bonus action that he could do a movement and then like pounce over them if he wanted to and end up like being over here or something.
Oh, to help. Okay, sure, he'll do that. Why not? Alright. There. Get a 14.
Hits.
Hit the same thing. And then. Did he get a bonus for the turbine flanking?
Yes. Yep.
So +3. So he would hit the next one and it'd be 13.
2 slashes and a bite as well.
So he did 8. And he did 6. And then he did.
Did you roll for the bite?
I did, yes.
Okay.
It was a success. Then he did 3. So 8, 6, 14 plus 3 is
17.
17.
10, 2, 15. Yeah. Stays up.
Okay.
Okay. That's Brutus, Torvine moved, and all that junk. Raylog.
So you will attack the one in front of him. He failed. He got a natural 1. He's again. It's a 2. He's doing great. Alright, he got a 19. Amazing. That hits. So he did 22.
Okay. On number 4. That takes that out. But this is just gonna come right back in.
And he's
Okay.
that's all this is.
Velopians are gonna go. This one's going to come around. Brutus.